Yes. What it is, yo? Oh, what's up? It's the Ooh Ladies First Panel, and we're back, guys, for another show beginning Pride Month. Okay, let's get into it. Follow us all. It's up on the screen at Necey Dixon, at Bondy Blue, Blue Rose Bondy, and at Jami ThatsMe, girl. Email us at OohLadiesFirstPanel at gmail to send us all your mess if you want us to talk about it on the show. Yes, I'm sorry. I had to do it again. I miss us. It'd be a minute and then I'd be like, I missed us. What's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing good. Can't complain. Happy to be here.
Okay. Listen, I'm waiting for Necey to come back on so y'all can see how cute my friends look. Okay.
Yes.
Listen. The cute homegirls. Don't hate on my homegirls. My homegirls are cute.
Yes.
Okay. All right, because that's how I was feeling. My locks growing. Jami over here bust down. Okay, for real, for real. Do you hear me? Wet and wavy realness. Okay, a good wet and wavy.
Thank you. Your locks have come a long way. Like, I mean, I feel like they've come a long way in a short time.
Yes.
I'm like, dang. I was looking at it. I was watching one of your lives. I was like, dang, I have growing quick.
It is, girl. Thank you. I ain't gonna lie. It was like I woke up one day and I was like, this is you. This is you.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Okay.
You started what? When did you start? Because I feel like you started like this year.
No, it was 2020. It was the end of 2023. It was November 2023. Mm-hmm. That's when
you were wearing the other
yes, the extensions. I was wearing the extensions for a while to let them grow in. And then my birthday, and then I would go back and forth. But now I'm in a space where it's like, I don't need to do faux locks. Now I'm like into doing styles because I've been told that once your hair gets like longer, it's harder to do the same curly styles and stuff. So I'm just like, we're gonna enjoy this shoulder length bob era of the locks, girl.
I like it.
I can't wait to see like what it's gonna look like once they get long. I feel like I'm gonna be a real problem. Like I really, if you thought I was an issue before, it's gonna get worse. Okay, thank you. Now I know y'all can't see Necey because I'm sure she's somewhere with some technical difficulties at the moment.
Yeah,
but she got a cute. I feel like it's either a half wig or something along that line. But her bust down is cute too. Okay, it's giving real cute like late 90s, early 2000s with a flip. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's
half wigs is where it's at. I feel like it's because I was looking at some myself because it's so fucking hot. It was so muggy today. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna order that half wig. Just a little piece, a little curly something.
It's the reason why I can't do them no more because I'm just like, bitch, I'm hot. Why am I going through this? That's why the only way I was gonna have long hair is if it was in locks because I need
maintain too.
Okay, the girls are cute.
Can y'all hear it echo?
No.
Even with y'all talking?
Yeah,
we do. Go ahead now.
Okay.
Yeah, we good.
Okay, we good. We were just talking about the hair and how everybody's giving good hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, the hat is just covering up the fact that I wasn't gonna do no hair today, but
and I need a retwist. So okay,
shout out to the hats.
Okay, listen. So I got a cute little show for us tonight, and I want to start off by getting into a game. Shout out to the Chat GPT. And listen, I want to let y'all know that somebody said it on TikTok about how much water, like how Chat GPT is ruining the environment because of how much it takes for the big ass computer. So because I am a conscious person, I have not been on there nearly as much as I would have liked to, simply just not to be out here overusing it. I know. I know. Everybody out there using that shit every day. And I'm not
know that. I did not know
she know everything. She know everything.
That's why I only fuck with her ever so like I go to her, but only I kind of pace myself so I'm not always like going to her.
I told you I pay for the premium.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about it. Which one should I cut off today?
Okay, listen, put these text messages in here. Did you see this shit? Chat GPT stay showing me how people be trying to gaslight me, and y'all know because I had told y'all in the DMs or whatever how people be trying to gaslight me. Y'all need to be lucky that I'm classy based. Okay, like everybody, they need to be very happy that I'm classy based because I'm the type of person that will burn my own bridge down to hurt you. Like,
that's Gemini coded for real.
yeah, like I'm real enough to be like, whatever you think you know about me that you feel like I don't give a fuck. You could tell all that shit, and I'm still gonna get in your ass. Like that. So that's why I be like, I chill just to not take it to that level, but I know I can go to hell and not give a fuck. Like I'm the bitch that'll be standing in the middle of the fire while everything burning, smoking a joint. Like I don't want.
On some
What
stack.
name from Wayne Exhale while the shit was burning?
Bernadette.
Bernadette. I was gonna say Bernadette.
Okay.
Bernadine.
It was Bernadine or Bernadette, girl.
I
What
think
are you?
Bernadette.
Okay.
One of them.
Well,
It's still giving Big B.
okay. Not the little one. So yeah. I mean, girl, we're gonna talk about anyway. So look, let's get into this game. That's to not tell my business. So we're gonna do 5 questions, okay? And I'm picking one from each category. So the first category is flirty and fun, and this is truth or tea. Questions, question list made for grown women with personality, depth, and a little drama. It's a mix of fun, flirty, vulnerable, and hold. Perfect for live streams. Shout out to the Chat GPT. Okay, so the first question: who's your I'd risk it all celebrity? And I'm gonna need for Necey to pick somebody besides Usher.
Shit, I was about to say that was too easy. Like,
Listen,
what? Risk it all?
risk it all.
Wait, yeah. Besides Usher. Besides Usher.
What is that man?
Okay, we got some good choices up in here. Okay, hold up. Highlight.
This is really hard.
I know, thinking of somebody on the spot. What was that man's name?
It's really hard. It's really crazy that I can't think about nobody that I'm like, oh my gosh, that man right there. Like,
okay.
What was
not even. It used to be.
Thank you for the super chat. Unknown to me.
It used to be Joey Badass.
Okay.
But it's not risk at all. I can't think of anyone, honestly. I can't think of nobody.
I mean, not even to put into perspective. Okay, because I took Usher away from you. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
Risk it all. That's one and only.
If Jamie, if you don't have one, I'm gonna switch the question.
I do, but I ain't gonna say that one. There is another one.
Okay.
But I cannot think of this. I'm seeing his face. I feel like his name is Bishop, something Bishop. Let me see. Is it like he's an actor? I think that's his name, y'all. Stephen Bishop. That's
okay.
Let me look it up. That's a good brother there.
He light skinned, huh?
I
not the color
the game. I'm out
no. He actually, I will give you that. I will give you that.
Yeah, once I saw him, I was like, okay, yeah.
I'll give you that. Cause he's the nigga, like, you never know whether he about to be the good guy or the bad guy in the Tyler Perry movie. So yeah, I'll give you that. Okay. So for me, I feel like this is so hard because, if we just going off, straight out.
Okay, Bondy, before you go, I actually need 2.
Okay, run it.
I need you to give me I feel like I might know the lady. I could be wrong, but I want a guy. I want to hear guy and girl.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Me? Okay. Yeah. Guy. Okay. It's so hard because these niggas are so disappointing out here. Somebody. Okay. That's so hard for me. I guess
That's what I'm saying.
No, but I guess I would say what's your boy name? Somebody said it in the comments already.
Trevante Rhodes.
No, he fine as fuck though, but not him.
Method Man?
Damn, that's a good one.
Aldous Hodge?
Oh, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I would low key risk it all for Andre 3000. Just because I feel like
Yeah.
he would bend my
Yeah.
ass into a pretzel
Yeah.
and play some music and cook something real nice and probably got a nice cabin somewhere that's just real low key but comfortable and elegant, but yet homely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna say in real life, if we really talk about somebody, I probably would like lose all my shit if Andre 3000 smiled at me, like pretty white teeth and dimples and shit. I probably would lose my shit. So we'll go with Andre.
Okay.
And then for a woman, that is extremely hard because like there's so many. And they ain't even celebrities. They just social media people.
I'm screaming.
But okay, in real, all right, let me think. Who I be, and then I be like, yeah, okay. That's hard too. But I ain't gonna lie. I would want to see what's up with Tiana Taylor.
Boom. I knew it. I was waiting. I said I already knew it was Tiana. I'm like, it has to be Tiana. It has to be Tiana.
There you go.
I'm sorry I made y'all wait so long for that one.
Gotcha.
Already knew.
Yes. I figured. And Tiana has been looking really great.
Oh, did you see the video?
Yes. I haven't seen the full. Has the full thing?
Oh my gosh.
The
I'm
full-
excited about her coming out with new music though.
It's gonna be a whole album, I think, but there was like a one song kind of video thing that she did, and the visuals from that, or what you saw the trailer from. Yeah, the body being on fire while oh my god,
she ate that.
Yeah,
I kind of hope they together in real life. I was like, I hope this ain't like no contract. Yeah, they look good.
They do, but it do seem like something to do like publicly while having something private that you probably may be protecting. You know what I mean?
Y'all remember that she said she retired a couple years ago.
Right. Listen, she said she wasn't gonna do music no more, but I think that was for old boy's ego.
I thought the same thing when I heard a snippet of that song and stuff. I'm like, I think he stressed her the hell out.
I think people really they underestimate what it feels like when you in a relationship with somebody that's like purposefully trying to hurt you because they hating on you or some shit like that. Like y'all remember that shit that happened with old girl. Like I don't think I ever expressed, or maybe I did, how terrible I felt sometimes. Like when I would go out there and then I'd be like, I'm just, I'll be good when I get home. I'll be good when I get home. Not really recognizing like what was actually happening, just knowing how I felt, and I didn't understand what was happening. Like, why is it not cool like it was the first couple of times we saw each other? Why are you now being in exact opposition to that? Like, what's happening? And then they give you reasons for it. So at first it's like, okay, you're going through something, this is happening, I'm trying to be understanding of the space that you're in, and you're still lying and taking advantage and kind of banking on me being emotionally invested so that you can keep getting high off of me begging for you to do better. Like me begging to have, you know what I mean? Like it's wild for you to tell somebody, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, this, and that, and then turn around and say your expectations too high. I was just like, not after that's what you said you was gonna do. My expectations ain't too fucking high. And y'all know how smart I am. So in the situation, I'm clocking it, but I'm not clocking it. Like I'm like,
so you clocking it and it's in the folder in the back file cabinet of your brain. And then it be that last little thing, and then that folder go bloop, and you like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. The mind is a dangerous thing, I tell you.
No, it is. Yes, it's a lot of mental warfare in some of these relationships, bro. Yeah. But anyway, let's get I hate that I got to that. We're gonna get into that. But let's get into the next question, okay? Because we're trying to keep it light at first, even though we keep drifting. My bad, y'all. Okay. Ever had a situationship you knew was never going anywhere, but stayed?
Oh, which one? What you talking about?
Which one? Oh, okay.
That's funny. Which one? That is so true.
I feel like yes, but it was because one, I was digmatized, and
That'll do it.
like nigga had control of my mind.
That'll do it.
That's
That'll do
Mind
it.
control of a depot. I'm screaming.
okay. And the other one, I eventually felt so drained and was so tired that I just wanted it to be over with.
Mm.
Like, I was so tired. I just wanted it. I was tired of arguing. I was tired of circular arguments. I was tired of feeling drained. I don't care, bro. Like, it was one, I don't care, bro. I'm the bad guy. I don't give a fuck. I'm just tired. Leave me alone. Please just leave me alone. Like, it was one of them situations. So yeah. But I ain't stay that long. Like, how long you talking? We stayed, but we ain't stay. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Situationships always find a way to end or dissolve, So,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I've never, I mean, overstayed. Yeah. But the context of overstaying is like, what you mean? I stayed for another 2 weeks versus, I don't know. Overstayed could be way longer. Like I've never had a situationship be years and years and years. Let me say that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do.
I have, but it was like a situationship where that's not really your only thing, right? If
Right.
other people ain't talking about nothing, like you going out there meeting new people, if they ain't talking about that, it's easy to fall back into that person that you was fucking with like 6 months ago or whatever the case is. So it's kind of like one of those things where it lasted for a few years. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all in the comments, y'all gonna tell us y'all business, huh? I'm waiting. All right. So next question, personal and deep.
But what it was.
Okay.
You understand what it is.
Exactly. Like, like ain't gonna make nothing that ain't. We already know.
Right.
Okay. So when was the last time you felt truly proud of yourself?
Today, yesterday, the
Mhm.
day before.
Okay,
Come
shout
on.
out.
Come on. Come on.
We closing out this bitch.
Okay, I'd like to thank me.
Period.
Okay.
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 No, but really, yesterday specifically because I closed on my first residential transaction, y'all.
Let's go.
Congratulations. I did see that.
Aw.
Yes. Can we get some hand claps in the chat? Thank you.
I need more claps.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
But yeah, literally every day. It'd be like, damn, after a long day, yeah, I did it. Survived.
Yes, facts. I have to agree with Necey, especially being a new mommy again and having my son home with us. Child, every day I'm winning, okay? Because he be wearing me out. But then just also continuing to strive in the space that I'm in and not having to really go back to, reporting to somebody every day. Oh, I gotta leave. I gotta fight this traffic. And then like I just whisper to God like every day, like, thank you so much. So it's legit really every day. I'm proud of myself for sure. Every day I have to agree.
Same.
Every day.
Same. Especially like recently because of my birthday. I was just very much in a very reflective space. And y'all know how emotional I can be. Like I'm, I mean? Like I actually express that I care about people and shit. Cause I feel like it's important to tell that to people, if they don't know that they matter to you and all of that type of shit. So like I'm very grateful, like, for my life. Also for you guys, like, because
Yeah.
people are weird, money.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just be always very grateful of what I do have. And like you said, like doing this specific job and then doing well at it the way I do well at it.
Mhm.
And then seeing how I feel like I may not be exactly where I want to be, but I feel like at some point I'm going to be somewhere I didn't even expect to be. Because of the type of work that I feel like I'm doing now and what I understand about myself and how that's translating to my work now. What that feels like for me every day is very much like, bitch, look at you out this motherfucker. Because everything that I have turned into something up here on YouTube as a positive was told to me as a negative when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Like being boisterous, being smart, all of this shit, and being talkative, all of this shit that makes me money and that I get to live a very comfortable life that I feel like my mom and my grandmother, that's what they would have wanted, not only for me, but for themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
To actually have that, like, nah, man, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm proud of myself every day.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always laughing because people in my family would always be like, "Man, you always doing something. You always doing something. You doing too much type shit."
Yes. Stop
But
hating on
literally,
me.
Yeah, talking too much, like you said. I used to get in trouble for talking too much. Not from my family, but like at school and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But literally, I think about overeat. Y'all, back to us. We've been doing this 4 years, 4.5, almost 5 years.
Yeah, I think so.
And when I think about it's been so many different segments of life over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So just thinking back to even these past 5 years, doing so many different things, I feel you on what you're saying when it's like, wow, these are things that, people would notice, and then you turn it into something that works for you. Like,
Mhm.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Now, that to me, that's where I find God. That's where I like. That's what I feel. Is like a spiritual thing.
Yes.
Is turning those things about yourself that people have made you feel bad about into
Mhm.
something that brings you abundance.
Yes.
Like, come on, God. Okay,
That's for sure.
last one. This is juicy and funny. Okay, hold up. Oh, this is a good one. Who's someone you would never collaborate with ever?
Are we talking about celeb or are we talking about
You talking about YouTuber in real life?
I mean, you can spread it out. You can spread it out.
girl?
Mm.
Somebody I would never
Oh,
collab with. Spread it.
that's not nice. That's not nice.
Okay.
I would
I
say
just
never
saw-
say never, but I would say that's not nice.
I would say
Boosie?
never.
Boosie, I will never collaborate with
Okay,
Boosie.
yeah, let's keep it
Boosie.
safe. I would never collaborate from what I can see. And I'm saying from what I can see with and they don't want to collab with me, of course. So we can
Mhm.
say this. But anybody from that Kai Sanat universe, anybody on that side of the internet, I'm
Mhm.
straight. I'm straight.
Really?
No, thank you. No,
Yeah. Well, Casanat. Oh, when you said Casanat, my mind went to DDG.
But that's what I mean. It's all of them. Like and we didn't found out about the other dude who was lying and saying he ain't had no kids and he got like 8 kids or some shit. Duke Dennis. Like to me, just all of the prank, even the lesbians that be doing pranking and all of that. I don't want to be involved in none of that goofy ass shit. Like, shout out to y'all. That works for y'all, but it's not my wave. And I don't feel like I have to do that in order
To get where you going.
Exactly. So I'll take the slow route because I'm not into none of that weird ass shit. None of that. Again, what they call the baddies. None of that shit. Cut it out.
No.
Oh, like, oh my gosh, somebody I would never collaborate with. Now that you say that, like Natalie Nunn.
Yes.
I almost said Jocelyn Hernandez, but
Her
no,
too.
I would never collaborate with her too because
She might
we probably end up fighting.
Yeah,
She might hit
she be
you.
relapsing.
Y'all might end up fighting. Exactly. It's like, well, this is going the college girl versus the stripper. Let's see whose strong legs will win out. Okay.
No, for real.
My money is on the college girl. Okay. Especially if there's no juicing beforehand. Okay. No powder. Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. So yeah, I see y'all talking. What happened? Did y'all see what happened with Impressive? Because I did not see her video. But y'all know I hang the phone up on all of the people that are on the wrong side of the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion situation. I don't talk to none of them.
Is she?
What
happened?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's what somebody said in my chat that I guess and I heard Rhoa say she unfollowed her because of her commentary on Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, and it's starting to feel like you just really don't like Megan. And that's why I say, like, I don't know where else anybody think it's coming from, because if y'all was really that mad, why y'all not asking for the head of Kelsey? Y'all only asking.
Let me go get my head, y'all. Somebody keep it. I'm be right back. I'm sorry. Keep going, Bondy.
Go get your head, girl. Okay, because we need to be up here TLC, bitch. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I let the content creators do what they're gonna do, because we're gonna disagree. There are some people I respect, even though we might disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like Nick at Night and shit like that. I still have a respect for her, even though I think we might disagree on certain aspects of these things. But at the end of the day, you know,
I don't know a lot of YouTubers who I don't like because they wouldn't be in my feed, you know.
right. I
But
think Impressive might have caught everybody off guard because a lot of people follow her content and
yeah, I didn't know about that.
Y'all still
Oh,
talking about impressive?
yeah.
Oh yeah. I've
Yeah.
been let that go. I just came across her page like the other day or something. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if something popped up or what. I was like, oh damn, I ain't watched this in a minute. Yeah, I don't know what made me fall back too, but I don't know if it was the
Something
main thing or what. But I was like, yeah, I'm good. Appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna tell you, I think a lot of women are mad at women like Megan because it's like you're not supposed to be able to do that and
Mm-hmm.
still make
And
it.
still win.
Yes.
They're trying to hang up on the fact that, oh, well, you said that you stepped on glass. Y'all know fucking well she didn't step on glass, but because she lied about that, I don't, it's very weird. It's very, very, very weird. She admitted to lying about that for the sake of protecting him, which is very, very weird. I can't understand. Let me not say too much because y'all know how I get when I start talking about people in real life and then I don't be realizing that sometimes they be watching.
No,
I
it's
was,
no
I was about
disrespect.
to
I mean, they
name
may
someone.
be an amazing person sometimes. Well, not really. I mean,
Say that again.
not really. I was trying to give people a pass. I'm like, they may be an amazing person, but sometimes based on your views and how you see stuff, they're not that great. So it is what it is. Everybody's not gonna like everybody. If we don't rock with them, they probably don't rock with us, and that's fine. Probably never seen a
Exactly.
video, probably don't watch a video, seen a video, don't like it. It's okay.
Listen, I don't suppose you motherfuckers know me or like me, and I also don't give a fuck. My opinion about you still stands. Okay.
I'm unsubscribing.
Listen, I don't know why people gotta announce themselves. Oh, speaking of, that wasn't a part of the lineup, but we could talk about it because it was in our DMs. Jamie put it in the DMs. We were wondering about Love and Marriage Huntsville and if it was coming back because they normally come back by this time. But apparently they've been filming, but we haven't seen anything. Letitia Scott got on the internet and told us that that
Know
they
what they
still
say.
filming. So yeah, I guess we'll see. To me, it feels like y'all probably taking so long because y'all didn't have nothing going on. Like that's what it feels like to me. When normally when shows take a long ass time to come back, it's because they trying to make the story happen. And the story is not happening. Especially since, because Mel left and she over there on TikTok selling shit. I peace out. I'm done with this. That's what's up though. So there was a
Yeah.
TikTok trend going on, y'all, that I wanted to get into because I thought it was so funny. Right. So it's propaganda I'm not falling for. But before we get into the toxic parts, I did want to share something a little bit more positive from Reset by Design Wellness because y'all know I'm going to Bali. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to Bali in July. Where is it at? Did I not
That's
say that?
exciting as fuck.
Girl, when I tell you, and then we have these other trips set up that I've already signed up for. There's a couples retreat that I just signed me and Lyric up for. That's gonna be in Mexico next April. There's some other trips that are supposed to be coming up. We just gotta sell them out. But she posted. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Okay. Let me share my screen, y'all. Give me a second. Like the video, support the content. Don't be a hater. Okay. So here it says things we're falling for. Slow mornings without guilt, saying no as an act of care, belly laughs in safe company, reparenting our inner child, spaces that don't require over explaining or performance, letting softness lead, rest as rebellion, healing in community, becoming again and again. And I love this because one of the main things that I did or I felt for my birthday this year was like this re-nurturing of the child version of me, doing things that I would have wanted to do as a child but could not do. Like just giving myself the freedom to be a big ass kid, you know what I mean? In a way that I feel like I could not be when I actually was a kid. So I felt like this was like a positive start before we get into the other stuff. But I
Yeah.
felt like we could relate. We could relate to this. Friendship propaganda that I won't be falling for.
Propaganda that I won't be falling for. Every friend in the friend group needs to be invited to every activity. No, if I want to just go on a walk or get coffee with one of my friends, that doesn't mean I need to invite all of them. I am allowed to have one-on-one time with individual friends. You can be friends with your best friend's ex. Unless we were all in the same friend group and then y'all started dating, absolutely not. If you break up with your man, I break up with your man. Well, they did nothing to me, friend. If someone did me dirty and you still choose to associate with them, you are not my friend. The friend that never texts you back. Like, at some point, it's not typey anymore. You're just really inconsiderate and you don't actually value our friendship. Piggybacking off of that, the friend that is always flaking on plans and is always late to everything. Once again, at some point, it's just inconsiderate and you're not valuing me or my time. The friend that insists on bringing their significant other to every single activity. No, babes, you and I still have a friendship. He or she can come to a few things here and there, but we should still be able to hang out one-on-one without them around. The friend whose Venmo or Apple Pay is just always conveniently not working. Like, I'm not a nickel and dimer, I'm happy to treat. But like the last 8 times you've never once been able to pay for your own dinner? What's going on there? Not falling for it. Friendship propaganda that I won't be falling for.
Okay, so that was one. I thought that shit was hilarious because he was hitting on all of those. Another one. Hold on, turn this music off. Propaganda I'm not falling for. Obsessing over baby mama, baby daddy culture.
Ooh.
Who does that?
You know who does it? People that are always like worrying about whether somebody's a baby mama or not. Like, for instance, and somebody brought this up when I was on TikTok earlier. So, like, for instance, when Zendaya got engaged, oh, thank God she not gonna be a baby mama. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. Like, just always, no matter what. Oh, you know, at least thank God she not gonna be a baby mama. Like, girl, there are worse things. The media is not a distraction, basically saying that it is a distraction. I'm not falling for protein over fiber. Like, okay, girl. I can't tell you about that. I'm not falling for spending money on partying for memories instead of priorities. Okay. I don't know what la boo boo mean. Being young, which means you can get saved by God later. That's one I'm definitely like, come on, wrap it up. Flat screen. All the chicken from fast food is real. I'm not falling for that. Trump. Okay. Just simply Trump. I'm not falling for Trump. Staying with a man because he has money. That's a good one, girl. You should not do that. Zodiac, determine the type of person you are. I'm sorry. I am absolutely falling for that one.
Okay, I was about to say that one I gotta disagree. Every time.
I'm falling for it. I'm sorry. Okay, hold up. Labubu are these new ugly toys that people are buying.
Labubu
toys.
It's a doll and it's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Let me look it up.
I won't fall for this either. It's giving new age Teletubby.
Oh yeah, y'all can hang that up. That's creepy as fuck.
It is a Teletubby. What the fuck?
It is. It does look like the Teletubbies. Oh, that's creepy, but up close it's cute, like a sour patch.
You know, I was just about to say,
it's giving Gremlin.
I might fall for that. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie on a keychain. You know why? Because it reminds me of Care Bear Stare, but like in a bad, creepy way, like the devil version of the Care Bear.
Teeth. It's the teeth they got coming out the mouth.
What does this look? This look like your boy from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
You know what I really wish, the thing I had a time of my life when I was a kid was the little Tamagotchi keychain pets that you would have to keep alive. You'd have to feed them and give them water. Like that's what I love that so much.
I remember those. Those used to work on my nerves, but I had one for a little while.
That was so popular.
They was. And child, I was one of them. I gotta have all the toys assholes. Anyway, whatever came out, I need my daddy to get it for Christmas or my birthday. This is the only 2 times I get y'all to buy me shit. That's a lie. My mama would buy me shit, but y'all know how daddies be. Daddies be like, you can't keep asking me for shit. Like, all right, stingy ass nigga. Anyway, okay, so before we get into girl, and the way that nigga look like my paw. Anyway, so I wanted to pop on here right quick just for this, and we're not gonna stay on this long, but this is Tokyo Toni. It looks like Tokyo Toni found her a new stud, and look how happy she looked. Oh, Smile.
You
Oh,
stood.
yeah, because I think there was another one before.
Was
But
it the girl that aired her out?
I don't know because I don't keep track. But it reminded me of how when I tell y'all how bitter and angry down low black women are, and then Tokyo Tony pops up with the lesbian smiling bigger than I've ever seen her smile before. So I feel like, so for instance, Kaya. We had this conversation about T.S. Madison and Kaya on my channel, and people was like, they feel like Kaya is happy with her life, and I'm like, that's not what I'm reading off her energy at all. And really, that type of like angry black woman, that's I'm strictly dickly at some point, but like super duper like pick me toxic. Sometimes those women make me feel like if you would just let yourself be gay, maybe you would be happier, bitch. And that's what Tokyo Tony be reminding me of. Like, look at you. Look at you. Just smiling from ear to ear, looking like you don't want it, but you know you do. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Just as smiling.
Hollering.
Just weird and musty
Yeah,
looking.
I
It's
never seen her smile like that.
Ever.
look. I low key look. Shit. Girl don't look that bad neither. Fuck. I just say because I be telling y'all, I be trying to tell y'all that a lot of the women that have this archetype of personality, like they're very toxic and volatile and angry, and I feel like we know these women. Like they sit on a porch and they smoke cigarettes and drink coke and talk shit about everybody. You know what I mean? Like they look musty because they probably are. You know what I mean? Like. But they be down low, and when they get them a woman, they be happy until they go toxic again, and then they go to calling a bitch a bull dagger. I could see her, you fucking bull dagger, after she just sat there and ate that lady coochie for hours and hours and hours and hours, like Mooney Long or some shit. All right, so girl, let me tell y'all something. I predicted this, but it's also because I feel like once you start to pay attention to how people's like self-sabotaging behaviors, like the way they want to destroy other people, will always kind of turn back on them. So the way Trump and Elon have started to go at each other, girl, I have enjoyed it so much. And it reminds me of this movie on Netflix that just came out with Steve Carell. I looked the name up today. What is it? Something Mountainhead. I think that's what it's called, Mountainhead. And it's about like, I think it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's 4 billionaires that go to take a vacation and, just kind of pat themselves on the back and jack each other off proverbially about how they're the billionaires, and they're like arguing for who's the highest billionaire and all of that. And then the oldest one decides he wants to kill one of them. And so they really like spend most of the movie trying to kill one of them that's actually kind of the more innocent one. And at the end, once he's realized he can't trust them, now it's like, okay, we're all going to try to destroy each other in the process of acquiring. Like, we're friends now, but we're trying to acquire each other's businesses and shit. And the way they were like fighting reminds me of this. The fact that that movie just came out this past week is so fucking crazy. But so I guess Elon must have came out and said he did not like the big beautiful bill. Everybody has been talking about how the big beautiful bill is bullshit and just makes all of these ridiculous cuts all over the place. It says, I have one Pennsylvania. Hold up. Trump speaks on Elon coming out against. I don't know why they cut it off like that. I have one Pennsylvania regardless of Elon, because I think Elon said he wouldn't have won the election without him.
Yeah.
And we believe that because there was a lot of propaganda and misinformation that was spread on Twitter and on social media platforms in order to push y'all to believe bad things about Kamala, so that y'all would then feel like voting for the artist was the better option. And this is the thing for me. Somebody was talking about Lovely T earlier in the comments. I met somebody in Lovely T's chat one time, and I thought they were so cool until eventually Pizzagate came up. And they started talking like they felt Donald Trump was going to save us from. That's why he's there, to get rid of all of those celebrities that's involved with Epstein and Pizzagate. And I'm like, are y'all okay? This is when I realized this person is crazy. Because I'm like, how do you not see that the man talking about grabbing pussies on the internet, the one who was partying with Bill Clinton and the Democrats back in the 90s and with the rappers in the 90s and the early 2000s, how are y'all going to act like this man is somebody y'all should trust with vagina when he's walking around with Epstein, and also telling y'all how if you're a rich man, you can grab pussy and they'll let you because you're rich and famous? He's literally on record saying that. his Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh accused of R-ing a woman in college. Like, you know, it's just a lot of supporting the artists that he does. And so I always thought it was so crazy that people did not understand that the reason why those tapes didn't come out was because Trump was a part of it. Like, that was obvious to me. Like, look at this. How could you think that he didn't go on Epstein Island? The man has made jokes about having sex with his daughter. Like,
That's
how do y'all not get it? So Trump says the easiest way to save money is to cut Elon off, threatens to terminate all government contracts and subsidies. I was always surprised Biden didn't do it. Ain't it crazy?
He always brings Biden into everything, and it's like, just do what you supposed to be doing. And you over here talking about Biden cutting off Elon when you the one that brought him in. And for Elon to feel any kind of way is comical as hell to me, considering the fact that, sir, you don't technically have a position
at all.
Like, ain't nobody vote you in office. Like, you do not have a position, so you leaving. Like, why are you upset? Like, I have been laughing my ass off.
This is the local news station. This is the local Republican-esque news station that posted this shit. Girl, I thought this was like, I thought this was the shade room or some shit. I said, not the news posting this shit. Time to drop a really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Put it out.
I haven't seen any of this, y'all.
You didn't?
I've seen people say, oh, like they're getting into it. I've seen like people repost clips of Real Housewives of Atlanta saying this is basically Trump and Elon, but I haven't dived in. I had no idea what was going on. This is,
yeah, it's a lot.
Elon pretty much called him a liar earlier because Trump said, I had a talk with Elon. I told him to just leave, and he went crazy. Elon was like, baby, if these ain't lies, I was cackling.
Child, I can't. You know what was like? Let me tell you the moment I knew something was about to crack in the facade. Mm-hmm. When Elon was up there with that black eye tweaking behind him. Do you remember that?
No, he had a black eye.
That was just last week, I think.
Yes, let me find it.
Last week,
Elon.
They were saying that he looked high as a kite.
Black eye.
Oh wait, no, that's two different occasions. Actually, I think he had a black eye on a separate occasion. And then last week they said he looked high as a kite.
They always say he looks high though. Like, people really do feel like he has a drug problem.
Oh, he looked.
We should have known the problem was there. Should have known the problem was there when Elon's son told Trump to shut the hell up because you are not the president.
Because this is what you got to know. If the child said that this is what is being said behind closed doors, like this is what's being said. Hold on, let me see. Did they ever show when he was like tweaking and shit? But that you could see that black eye, and he said his son punched him in the eye. The little boy was tired of him. But yeah, you could see the black eye right there. Oh my God, I'm mad that it's not in here. But when I tell you it's probably on TikTok, child. It's probably a TikTok that I could find. But he was fucking tweaking. Hold up, Musk. Tweaks out. Is this it? So, you know, everybody want to do a goddamn breakdown. Just show me the video, ho. Oh, yeah, no, that's it right there. Okay.
And I believe during that Oval Office meeting, we can put this image up on the screen. You can see some evidence of that cocktail of drug use.
Towards the end, it gets especially wild.
Yeah, I mean, here he is just like totally tweaking out. And by the way, with a black eye, which... Brother, if you want to cover that
part right there, bitch. What the fuck was that? Brother. We gotta go back, bitch. Hold up. Oh
no, he about to slam him in the corner.
He feeling it. Like, what do you see? What you looking up at?
This is
oh Lord, the drug must be real good. It's hitting. The drug is hitting.
He's using these drugs. Well, lawyers, that's what he says. He denies that he's using them, but totally validating the reporting from the New York Times.
Well, yeah, so the New York
about
Times,
what's going on behind the scenes.
The New York Times, and this is skipping ahead a little bit, so this is D4. The New York Times dropped this really splashy deep dive with like a Maggie Haberman, it was Megan Twohy, byline, Kirsten Grind and Megan Twohy on Friday. before that Oval Office press conference. And so speculation ensues throughout the day on Friday. DC's having fun with the story that Elon Musk has been abusing drugs like ketamine. And this is a story sourced from people who were spending time with Elon Musk on the campaign trail in particular, which is when they say it was, quote, more intense than previously known. His drug use was more intense than previously known. Just several hours later, after all the denials are happening, he's literally standing next to the president in the Oval Office. And I mean, I would assume that what we just watched on screen was drugs. I think anybody would assume that that's drugs.
I wanted to ask quickly, Mr. Musk, what is your eye okay? What happened to your eye? I noticed there's a bruise there.
Well, it wasn't. I wasn't anywhere near France, so.
What does that mean?
I didn't notice it. First Lady of France
wasn't anywhere near France. Didn't he actually go to France? And it was something about like it was the beginnings of everybody knowing that something was about to happen between him and Trump because he went and met with the French president or whatever. It was something like that.
Yeah, it was.
This was a Freudian slip. Go ahead.
I feel like it was intentional for him to say that. He just laughing behind it, like, yeah, I went over there to have a talk, yada yada, came back, got into an argument, they punched me in my eye. I feel like it leaves room for us to, figure out.
Yeah.
Yet we have regular weed drug dealers in prison,
right,
for years and years, and this is what we got standing in front of us.
Talk about it.
Listen, it's insane. Tweaking for dear God.
God, dear God.
Listen, when he did like this, I said, "Oh, that shit must be hitting."
I was like, hold on, is he on X? What? He said,
I was thinking about that pink stuff that Diddy had. I'm like, what is that?
Okay, I feel like everybody's doing the same drugs, and this is when y'all need to realize that if they're a certain level of rich, they're all doing the same drugs. That's what it's starting to feel like. Because I feel like they're all also being accused of the ketamine, right? And that's something that Diddy is also being accused of using heavily, ketamine. And I think that's also because them niggas like to get pegged. And so I think that they take, because I think ketamine is one of them drugs that numbs your body so that you can like have anal sex without it being painful. I might be wrong, but it's one of
but you might be right. Kind of what it sounds like.
Okay. And that's what I but yeah, y'all. So the girls are fighting. It's good to see. I knew there would be infighting at some point because people this disastrous can't help but also like affect, everybody around them in the same manner. They don't have any integrity. So they're not going to be able to keep their promises to each other either, because that's how crazy they are.
It kind of made me think of 50 Cent and Diddy. Every time something popped off, 50 Cent always had something to say. And I feel like that's going to be Elon. Elon finna be 50 Cent. Well, every time DJT do something,
foot on the neck.
Elon gonna get on his platform and say something. It's giving you can't handle my mouth, mother.
Oh, please. I would love it. Please spray each other for all of our enjoyment. Please. I think we deserve that at this
I do
point.
too.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This made me anxious as fuck. That's why I hadn't really tapped in. Just because I know he on drugs for one. And that's why I said, can you imagine the job that security has to do? Because I feel like security in an Oval Office, you're not just protecting outside people from the White House. You protecting us. Like, I feel like us against us. Because what if they get into an argument and he just does something so foolish and he runs into the panic room? Y'all ever think about that? Or that's just anxiety?
That could. That's not what I would go first, especially because
literally my head is just like he's high as fuck. Him and Trump get into an argument, they lose an arm wrestle, Elon runs into the panic room, and it's above us.
It's a possibility.
Well, he's kicked out now, ain't he?
He is. He's kicked out now, so I think we good. I don't think that Trump will be like inviting him back in the Oval. Like, I'll meet you at Mar-a-Lago, but I ain't meeting you. Did y'all know that he didn't, like, he took Mar-a-Lago from somebody else? That was another thing about the connection. The video that I saw was basically like whoever the person is that created Versailles, like that person had like a similar political situation where it's like whoever the political person was, like whoever the monarch was up against a very rich person that was their money person, right? And the money person is throwing these extravagant parties and shit and decides to build versus no, I think I'm getting it confused, y'all. But either way, the connection is that a woman made Mar-a-Lago after Versailles, and then Trump went and bought it, and now everybody like aligns it with his image, but it was actually built by a woman who was copying behind Versailles, the Palace of Versailles. I'm gonna look deeper into that because that was interesting to me, and y'all know I love me some history, child. But anyways, I want to see how this is all gonna that's King Charles. Come on, I love my history people that know. Come on now. Okay, so yeah, it's a very interesting connection, like, just make you think about shit. But I'm gonna go back and look at some more of that content creators history stuff so I can understand it. He was also French, and that's what made me want to follow him, because I've noticed, like, I want to see TikTok from people in other countries.
Yes.
Because I don't want to see the America skewed version. And I don't feel like our version is always skewed, but I just want to see what they're seeing. So, as to not make us feel like, don't nobody see this shit, because that's how y'all make everybody feel. Ketamine is an aesthetic that causes euphoria and distorted perception. It impairs coordination and speech. Long-term use causes bladder damage, memory issues, and psychological dependence. Well, there you have it. He's pissing on himself, and he's not all there. So let's move on. I really want to get right into the thing. DDG, the young man, listen. Y'all know everybody has been online today. I've had to block a few people who have been following me for a while, or somebody, oh, I love you, Bondy, but I don't know why we have to go through that ever so often, but I'm just gonna continue to block everybody, because I told y'all a while ago, if you defend DVD in my comments, that I was gonna block you, because it starts to feel like y'all are just being contrarian and ignoring the facts of the situation, and that's just re-triggering all of us abuse victims that know exactly what the fuck we looking at, and I just don't want to continue to create that in my comments. Y'all can do that under the blogs, y'all can do that somewhere else, but y'all will not do that in my comments. So if I see it, you're getting blocked. So for me, the fact that y'all act like we're ignoring Halle and how she's been problematic in this is very exhausting, because we were saying since jump, girl, don't do it. Run in the opposite direction, which means we understand how young and dumb and Aries-like and bullheaded she was being by wanting to be in a relationship with this stupid ass nigga when everybody told her, hey, that's a stupid ass nigga. Okay. And we had that based on the song he created, first of all. Then it was all of this other little slick shit that would happen that would seem like it came out on social media. I forgot about him tweeting some shit about her coochie and then acting like he got hacked. The time that he pretended like the April Fools, when it really was her sonogram that he posted online, making sure that he's streaming when she's walking around the house looking pregnant. Okay. So it was just a lot of things that I was noticing that felt like whatever she's trying to do, you're trying to combat whatever she's trying to do. And that seemed exhausting, just looking at it from the outside in. Fast forward to now. In May, she said Mother's Day, in time before that, the nigga did too much. He didn't put his hands on me. He made me feel scared that he would take my baby and not bring my baby back. He chipped my tooth. He put bruises on my body. I'm just gonna go straight to the courthouse and get a restraining order. She didn't come to the internet. She didn't tell y'all about it. She didn't make a post about it. She went down to the courtroom with her evidence and got her restraining order. That was in May. He waits until after Kai Sinai University. He waits until, after it was something else he did, DreamCon. After that, now you want to file an emergency situation, court documents, so that you can stop her from going to Italy to work. And then you called it a vacation instead of the work that it actually was, meaning that she's contractually obligated to go and do this movie. This is not a vacation. Either way, she's the child's mother. The child is under the age of 2, I believe, which means that the child, I feel like, should still be under the consistent care of his mother. That's how I feel. Okay. She says, I'm going to Italy, but I'll have my mom. I mean, I'll have my fam, not her mom, because they're estranged. She'll have family and she'll have a nanny to help her while she's on set doing
strange.
Halle and her parents.
What?
The twins are, yeah, I think that's another thing that people don't understand about this. At some point, Halle and her sister fell out with their parents. That was going on right before I think she got, or during the time where she was first with DDG. So when he brought up them 2022 text messages where she was suicidal and all of that, I felt like that might have been a direct, correlation to what was going on in her family life with her parents, because I think they stopped, her and her sister stopped talking to the parents. So this was the issue that was going on with her. I think him posting the 2022 messages were probably more to deal with that and his cheating than anything. But either way, he was cheating on her. That's seen in the text messages he posted. He posted these text messages that look weird to me. But we're going to read what he said. But either way, we know she got her restraining order and she's able to go to Italy. He waited until the last minute so that he could try to stop her from going to Italy, because this is not about the baby actually being in any harm. To me, this is about controlling her and stopping her from getting her bag. You want to stop her motion because you're jealous of her. You're hating on her. And the more motion she has, the more you're just Halle Bailey's baby daddy and not DDG the streamer. The more motion she has, the less she's going to need you. He has not given her any child support. And since then, it's like he doesn't care. You're out there getting in fights with people. You can act like you didn't get into a fight because you told your brother and a minion to go check somebody who calling you doo-doo garbage. But I think as a 37-year-old woman, that's immature for you to do. You're a 27-year-old young man with businesses, a baby. Like, you have things that you should be worrying about. And doing that I'm a tough guy bullshit while having security was whack to me. And then it's on camera. So this is from the transcript into court from a video allegedly recorded on August 16, 2024 after a Bruno Mars concert. So he's been putting evidence out all day. Notably, on August 16, 2024, I documented one such outburst by petitioner. So this is him talking about Halle. Halle's the petitioner. As we were leaving a Bruno Mars concert at the Intuit Dome, which we had attended with our son. During this incident, petitioner became upset and demanded we leave. As I was driving home from the concert, she became verbally aggressive and emotionally unhinged in the presence of our child. She began to hit me as I was driving with our child. Petitioner clearly had no regard for her personal safety or that of our infant sons. I ended up pulling the car over so that I could de-escalate her volatility and make sure we were safe. I recorded her outbursts to preserve a record of her behavior, as it reflected an ongoing pattern of volatility that has continued to jeopardize whatever the fuck that says. I cannot see. Emotional and I guess the baby's emotional well-being and our son's sense of safety and stability. I will play the recording during trial. However, attached is Exhibit 2. Y'all, my eyes are getting weird on me. I have also repeatedly called my mother during incidents where petitioner was physically assaulting me. This occurred so frequently, I cannot provide the court the specific dates. So you can't tell us the specific times that you called your mom when she was abusing you, but you know it happened. Wouldn't you be able to just pull up your phone? Girl, anyway, these events were not isolated. She would often refuse to leave my home or my vehicle, preventing me from leaving and demanding. Okay, so this is the transcript from the video that he provided. He's the respondent. She's the petitioner. This is him. Keep hitting me. She says, you stupid bitch. He says, keep hitting me. She says, you're a stupid bitch. He says, keep hitting me. She says, cheating ass. He says, keep hitting me. She says, dirty slut. He says, yup, keep hitting me. She says, nasty. What does it say? Nasty bitch, assy bitch. I don't know, some bitch. He says, yep, keep hitting me. Yeah. Hold on, wait. Yeah, you got fucked. Is that what that says? Yeah, you got fucked. He says, get out of my car. She says, wait, hold up. Did I mix it up, child? Because my eyes is bad. Yeah, I mixed it up. I'm sorry. Jami, help me.
Yeah, it look like he said, yeah, you got fucked. She said, or yeah, she says, get out my car. So you in her car, get out my car. Well, then get out. If she hitting you, get out the car. You got effed before. Keep hitting me. I never got effed. Yes, you did. Yeah, keep hitting me. Nope, not even by you. Yep, keep hitting me. Not even by you. Keep hitting me. Keep hitting me. Stupid ass. Yeah, I bet you calm down. Get the fuck out my car. Bet you calm down now. Get the out my car then.
Yeah, I don't think this all none of his
That really proved nothing to me.
It doesn't prove anything to me either.
Can I say this too though? Can we go back to the first slide?
Yes.
My thing is this: why did you start it off? And granted, this is also starting in the middle of the documentation, but notably, you're referencing a date in August of 2024, and you immediately go to y'all left the concert and she starts showing her ass. But what I'm catching is you not showing what you may have done in an effort to get her to react in that way. And this is why, for me, I just got to read the documents to see everything. But how I'm feeling in this moment, I can't really give him a pass. I feel like DDG, you play too fucking much. I feel like this is not activity that is any different than how you showed up in a relationship with Ruby Rose. Okay, you do like your entire career, in my opinion, is reactionary based. You're always get a reaction, and then when she show her ass and get the reaction,
because you didn't let her.
She's the one that's the problem.
Something wrong with your sound.
Like that.
Talk again.
Can you hear me?
You kind of going in and
out. Damn. Testing 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's crackling and going in and out.
Yeah.
Let me restart. Y'all go ahead.
Okay. So this is more. DDG's attorney has released a statement via XXL. According to Billboard on Wednesday evening, Judge Latrice A.G. Birdsong partially granted the rapper a temporary restraining order that bars Halle from engaging in physical or emotional abuse. The court granted Mr. Granberry a temporary restraining order based on the serious allegations set forth in this application. The statement reads, as we reported earlier, the judge is leaving Halle in Bailey's sole custody until the hearing that's now scheduled for June 24th. So let me say this. It doesn't matter that he was given a restraining order against her if she's going to Italy. Like, it doesn't even matter. The point is, you were trying to make it seem like she was going to harm y'all's baby, and so she wouldn't be able to take the baby. And the judge said, no, you're not going to come in here right now, after you were already told what was going to happen. And right now, after all of this time, you want to try and put some paperwork in so that you can stop her from going after I've already told you that she was going to go. So no. And I also feel like it's not like he gave us any recent information. He went and got something that he could have provided right after she accused him. Because as soon as he got up here and accused her and tried to file his restraining order against her and put the text messages out, she came out to defend herself. Okay.
So I wanted to add to that too, because when I first got into the documents, when she put it out, people were saying, oh, you know, Jami in California, it was either California or LA, they're gonna automatically get him a TRO. Well, guess what? It sounds like that's the same thing that happened with DDG. When he filed that paperwork, he automatically was going to get that TRO just off of filing it. So I felt like some of the fans that he has was acting like, oh, see, the judge gave him they granted him a restraining order, yada yada yada. But I'm like, didn't y'all just say they was gonna do that anyway? Cause that's how it's set up. So did he really get anything? Only for the judge to still leave their son in sole custody of the mama.
That's why it's like it's still not proving that what he's saying is accurate. I also feel like I hate when niggas do that, because you were fine with leaving your child with her every other time. Every other time that she's gone out of town, every other time that she has, had your baby and you were out doing whatever you were doing, you were not worried about the safety of that child. And now all of a sudden she was crazy in 2024 and 2022. So I'm worried about her leaving with the baby, because what if if something happened and we can't get to the baby in Italy? I was just like, do you think Italy is a third world country? Like, are you okay?
In addition to that, he acting like she didn't submit text messages and proof of times that she's communicated with his mom for him to get that child, and he played her to the left and was not even trying to see his kids. So I mean, come on, sir, it's not looking good. to me.
He's a narcissist, and he know that he's about to lose power the further away she is. She's already put in documentation to where he has really no access to her. So he's just grasping for straws at this point. I just really hate that he's bringing up, as everybody was saying in the comments, postpartum is a very, very, very vulnerable time in your life. So even if she did punch him while he was driving, I'm not gonna hold that's a dangerous thing, but I promise you she was not thinking straight. And what caused her to get there?
But I can imagine her hitting him, punching him in the arm, and the hit's not really doing anything.
Yes,
Like
I was
that's
thinking
what
that
I
too.
would imagine. Like, because where are your bruises then? If she was punching on you all hard and beating your ass, where's the evidence of that? Because the only evidence you gave us was when your finger was cut, and that could have happened in a tussle, not her actually cutting you. Whereas she has bruises on her arms where you grabbed her. She has a chipped tooth. She said you pushed her head against the steering wheel. I also feel like we're not even just taking Holly's word for it. We're also watching the way he performs online. The way he acts online, I think, is really what a lot of us are seeing as the major issue. Even if we had to just be, okay, his word against hers. She hasn't gone online and tried to say anything about him. She went straight to the courts. Even beforehand, he's been doing crazy shit. Him arguing with the AI version of her, and somebody was in the comments with me laughing like I was lying about that, as if it's not on video. I was just like, but y'all claim to be fans of him. Y'all weren't in that live when he did that? Like, come the fuck on. So this was her response. On Thursday, June 5th, a judge shot down DDG's request to stop Halle from taking Halo out of the country. The rapper claimed Bailey puts their son at an imminent emotional and psychological risk. In her reply, Bailey called out DDG, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., for exaggerating, lying, and twisting the truth about their relationship, her parenting style, and her mental health. Bailey pointed to a fight that went down at DreamCon between Dub and another dude where the guy threw shade at DDG, calling him doo-doo garbage. She argued that this incident proves the motion should be tossed out. On Saturday, May 31st, Daryl and his brother were recorded on TikTok being involved in a fist fight with another man. The declaration states, "I will bring this video to court. Daryl and the people around him are aggressive and angry, which leads me to believe this is not a safe environment for Halo." And she also said that she went to therapy, like the shit that he brought up from 2022 and her being suicidal, and she took his gun and was sitting outside holding a gun, and she didn't know what she was going to do and all of that. That never said that she was going to do anything to the baby. She literally said, I'm going to unalive myself and the baby won't be there for it. So even in that, she's still being conscious to protect her baby in some type of way. I feel like there is not enough grace for what she was going through and how she was communicating that at the time. Like, it wasn't like she wasn't saying, I'm having a really hard time. And then in the other text messages, which I'm about to pull up, she said, I need help. You're ignoring me. I need help. And he was ignoring her. Let me see. Is this it? No, that's not. But when, to me, somebody keeps saying, keep hitting me, means they want you to keep hitting them. Like, that's what that shit meant to me.
Well, yeah, and it's also a setup. You could tell what he wanted from it was for her to look bad. So to keep hitting me, it was just like, yeah, keep doing it, because this is what I'm gonna go tell people about you. Yeah, that's what the narcissist does.
Okay, hold up. Let me see. Where are those text messages that look weird and edited? And I was wondering, oh yeah, this was the mama posting this because she put air tags in her baby's stuff. Do you really think do y'all really think that's a bad idea when there was a time when she was looking for her fucking baby and he wasn't telling her when where her baby was? Y'all think that's bad for her to want to know where her baby is at all times, especially when a man will purposefully not answer you so that they can have you stressed the fuck out? So this is from the
No, that means that she doesn't trust y'all with
hello.
her kid. But out of fairness and understanding that he's half of you all too, she allows him to go with y'all, but she don't trust y'all like that, because it gives that y'all don't create at all times a safe space. I feel like the mama may potentially be with the SHI, the shits, when it comes to the sons and them being around all these different people, whatever the case is, like, yeah, I would be like that too. If they had air tags back then, even though, for me, I trusted my son's granddad, but I know his dad would come over, but I don't know during the weekends if he would like take my son and they go hang out. Like if they had it like that and I knew about air tags, I would have air tagged my child too. Period. That I feel like that's just a mother thing to want to know where your kid is at all times. And I just don't think
Especially
she
when
trusts
they're
them like that.
young. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't give a
When they
fuck.
can't even talk and tell you what happened when they
Exactly.
Mhm.
But let me read y'all what it says. It says, during this incident, petitioner, that's Halle, demanded that I talk to her and make a schedule, and then proceeded to strike me from the back seat by launching herself over the center console into the front seat to punch me. As she did so, her own momentum caused her to hit her head on the steering wheel. At no point did I strike her. In fact, I attempted to shield myself by restraining her arms to prevent further punches. Well, that can be up for discussion, but I want to go back to her demanding that I talk to her and make a schedule. You mean, why would you not want to make the schedule, sir? That's telling me that she's asking something of you to make all of this easier and you don't want to do it.
Facts, you're not being cooperative. She also put that, she had that in screenshots and put that out there too.
So this was the text message that he posted. When I saw this, I kind of was like, I could see her doing all of this shit, but I feel like what I'm reading is somebody that's like going through a hard time and you're ignoring them. So she says, this is proof. You leave me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you to. I'm begging you. I just found out you're sleeping with Lala in Mexico. I'm going to unalive myself tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom. To me, this is obviously a moment where this nigga is ignoring her and stressing her out, and she's already going through postpartum. Like, it's not like she's sane, but it's also like, yeah, under the circumstances, which she's already explained. He then responded, I can't believe you're acting like this. Why not say, okay, I'll come get the baby? And this is another thing I wanted to say. If DDG was really the good guy that y'all pretend that he is, so y'all keep trying to give him benefit of the doubt, can y'all tell me why, instead of trying to get sole custody from this woman, being a streamer and a nigga with money, you would not just say, okay, I'll rent a house in Italy for 1 month. I'll be out there and you can have the baby for the first, month and do your thing. And then I'll take him for the last month. And I'll be out there so that you can see him and he'll be close to you. You literally can stream from wherever you go and he be online talking about how much money he got. If you was really trying to be a co-parent and work with her, you would have been like, oh, I'll rent a house. I'll come out there and we can keep we can keep a schedule and I'll just be out there and I'll stream from where I am so you can still have access to the baby. That's if you was a man trying to make it work.
But we know at the end of the day, he don't want her to succeed. And that's the other thing. When you're dealing with somebody who feels as though they are less than, the only way that they can assert power is by being in opposition. So that means to either like hold you up from making a decision or either just wanting to do something completely opposite. And that's so coded in everything that he's saying. Because what you're saying does make sense. If you can work from anywhere and you want to be fair to the other parent, the other parent is working to raise money for your kid, basically. Yeah. So, I don't like that.
Listen, I don't like it either. So this was her other messages. I hate you. You are the most horrible person I've ever met. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you continue to let me down every time. And then speak about exchanging my son in a money deal for views and openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but me. You hate me and want me to die. I want to die because of you. I will die because of you. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all could act like this nigga is not a sociopath inflicting harm on that girl, I feel like y'all just don't want to see it. And that's exactly what it is. Because to me, I can look in his eyes. Like, he looks dead in the eyes. But
I really do. Oh, goodness. I don't like to hear all this from Halle. She was in a dark place.
Definitely. And she said that, like, she literally said the postpartum put her in a really dark place. But these are also messages from March 21st, 2024. So if you really was worried about your child like that, why didn't you go get your child? Why didn't you go to the courthouse then? Like, this was all of the, I can't believe you're acting like this. Well, this should have been when you went to the courthouse. And then instead of going to court, you got on the internet and told us about it. And we told you to go to the court and you still didn't do it. And so then she goes to the court with her evidence. And now you want to come back and say, oh, no, she was abusing me too.
He came back quite a bit of time after she filed. I just want to say that means that you had to make sure you drummed up enough information to make it look convincible. In my personal, that's just my opinion. And when you put that out there, her people responded like that.
Like, no time wasted, which to me shows one person is serious about being a parent and taking care of their child, and the other person is just being vengeful as they see fit.
And trying to, it's giving, let me clear my name, let me muddy your name because I feel like I'm tired of protecting this quote unquote princess image that you have.
That you really
And it's not surprising me that the mother is involved in this. Like, I'm telling you,
it'd be the mama's fault.
I'm sure it's always the mama's fault. Y'all know, because I could go in on Martell. That's what I used to do. But it's always the mama's fault. And they have somebody enabling them
all the time. And this is what we're talking about.
Meanwhile, her parents been like this.
Just how
she's been.
Yes. And even if she had that sister, remember her sister came out that one time?
I remember, yeah.
One time the other sister came out and said, I don't know what the fuck going on, but y'all gonna stop playing with my little sister like that. That's when we all was like, yeah, it's exactly what we think it is. And then she came out after, because I think Halle was like, don't do that. Don't make it worse by getting on social media. So to me, it's always been obvious that Halle knows that he can weaponize social media against her. And she didn't want to play like that because her life is behind the scenes. I'm an actress. I have a real job. So I don't want my business to be out there like that in order for me to be legitimate in what I do. He doesn't have to worry about that. He's an influencer. There is no legitimacy in that. Like, to just be clear, there's no legitimacy in being a prank influencer. Like, you're just doing whatever for clicks and views. So we cannot trust anything you say. Like, the fuck? That to me. And it's not just fans. I've literally seen people who are, say they fans of mine, grown-ass men, grown-ass women. I blocked some man for saying in my comments he stands with DDG because he's a father too. And I said, so you are standing with him because he's a man and you're a man. And I said, if that's the case, I feel sorry for your children, because to me, what that tells me is that you'll allow for your sons to not have any accountability in their actions, and you'll ignore when things happen to your daughter. And that is usually what is taking place that I find very dangerous in our community. Y'all don't have any accountability for the boys and make a lot of excuses for sociopathic behavior. Boys will be boys and all of that. And then with the girls, y'all are super hard on the girls. And if she says something happened to her, well, what did you do first? What did you say to him? Because you know how a woman's
what was you wearing?
You know how men are.
Yes. And that's
really mean that yada yada. Yeah, you'll definitely convince your child to stay with an abuser. And I feel like when you do shit like that, that's because that's exactly who the fuck you are, and you need that situation to justify your own goddamn actions, really.
Exactly.
Let me tell y'all what's so funny. So y'all remember the podcast with Kelly and Reggie Steele, right? Kelly Steele was the woman talking about, I used to iron his clothes while he was going.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So I actually sat and watched that whole podcast the other day. And y'all, it's so much worse than I think we really know. It's so bad, y'all.
Yeah, didn't he say he damn near said she was ugly? He said he
didn't even want her
her
at first. He wanted her friend. He said
that's not the worst part. Hold up, let me pull out my notes for y'all. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I feel like if Halle had stayed with DDG, she would be Kelly Steele in the future. Okay, so first of all, starting off, let me find something of them. He was an hour.
He was on their page, dear wife. Let me see if I.
Yeah, dear. Hold up, shit, because I didn't want, but I'm gonna just go to the Dear Wifey podcast shit. And Latarius, something is wrong with Latarius. Okay, I want Latarius to stop laughing at shit that I feel like is not
Who's at the house?
funny. Yes, because everybody think that Latarius is not the problem, but the way Latarius giggles and laughs at some of the most fucked up things is what makes me feel like, yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to come back to this because I thought they broke up. I thought Kenny Lattimore and Faith Jenkins broke up. So we're gonna have
You
to
did?
Hey, yeah, I thought that's what I saw online that they had broken up. So I'm gonna have to go back to that. But okay, hold up. That was where's the original?
Go. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is them, right? Let me just say, y'all, because I want y'all to hear the stuff that I wrote down as we were going through the podcast. He was an hour late for the wedding. He was fucking somebody the night before. He told her that she was his point guard, but he wasn't really into her, and he had a whole bunch of other girls, but she was his point guard. He also told her repeatedly, to the point that they said this more than once throughout the podcast, that she had no value and no worth. He told her that, and she said that it was true because she didn't know Jesus, even though she was raised in a Catholic household. She agreed to accept his cheating at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reggie, his dad, and his brothers, all whores. He's had all of his kids with her to honor his father's request that he not spread his seed around like his daddy did. His daddy had like 10 kids from 6 different women or some shit like that. He said that he would have killed her over shoes. So like in the early days of their relationship, their marriage, he was cheating on her, dogging her out. They was living in the projects. They're on Section 8. They're doing a whole ghetto Tyler Perry lifestyle thing. And she would burn and bleach his shit, and then she would leave. And he said it was best that she had left because I probably would have killed her over them K-Swiss. The fact that he literally said, "Oh, I probably would have killed her over them K-Swiss tennis shoes." I'm like, wow, shoes that you would have eventually thrown away, you would have killed a woman over, or really just hit her over, whatever. She told him that he would.
I forgot all about K-Swiss.
Right. She told him that he would be a preacher, and then because he wanted to smoke weed, fuck women, and get drunk, work his little job, he wanted to be secular. He didn't want to be a preacher. So because of that, he then saw her as the enemy. But let's rewind. They were in high school fucking with each other. He said the only reason he kept going back to her is because she lived closer to his house. She would cook for him and give him money. So he would go fuck the Latina girls across town and then come home and then stop by her on the way home. She eventually got pregnant. They had talked about what would happen if she got pregnant. She said she would get an abortion. He told her that he was going to turn his life over to God and become a preacher like his dad. So she decided to keep the baby. They get married. As soon as they get married, he then decides, I don't want to be a preacher anymore. I want to go back to my secular lifestyle, smoking weed, fucking women, and doing whatever I want to do. So while he was doing that, she was working jobs trying to get them out of poverty because he still didn't believe he was supposed to be a preacher. Also, his mother is the one that felt like he was supposed to be a preacher. His mother was the one that saw Kelly before Reggie even met Kelly. The mama saw Kelly and gave Kelly her son's phone number. So to me, I feel like his mom was really the one orchestrating both of them. He does not have what it takes to be a preacher. His dad did, and his dad told him, you're a felon. You didn't go to seminary school. You don't want to read your Bible. You should not be a pastor. So his dad, who had agreed to let him try to become a pastor, eventually got tired of him. So he left and went work with them white people. And that's how he got on for real, was going to work with the white people churches. But anyway, this is another kicker. While she was trying to get them out of poverty, he had a good job. And a lot of the reason why she stayed with him and she was fighting bitches over him is because he had that good job. Why? She is a dispatcher for the police department. Good job, benefits, all of that. This nigga is secretly robbing people at night. When she think he's with the kids because she's at work, she find out he paid one of the little cousins to stay with the child so he can go and rob people. She gets the call, finds out, yes, the call that she gets ends up that he's the one that's the robber, loses her job because you can't be married to a felon while you working at the police station. So she lost her job.
Wow.
And guess what she was doing in high school before she got pregnant? Concert pianist. Wanted to be a classical concert pianist and ended up having a baby by this ain't shit ass nigga, struggling, pulling herself up. He makes her lose her job. He was about to get some years for that armed robbery. So that's when he decided to actually turn his life over to the Lord and all of that. So fast forward to them having a successful church. And he says at some point she was hiring people and they weren't good employees and she was trying to nurture them through it. Basically the same energy she gave him, she was trying to give to other people at the church. He didn't like it. He made it an issue between the two of them to the point that she was about to leave him then. And then she joked about how when he would go on the road and do tours with other pastors, that's when she had to worry about him cheating on her, because there are women that's talking about their vagina is only for a pastor. So that's the type of shit that she was dealing with even after they had already solidified themselves in church. And he said, I even told my congregation, I have a business relationship with God, but not a personal relationship with God. If after everything you've been through,
What?
that's what he said. So to me, it feels like you never really were supposed to be a preacher. I think it's something your mom might have wanted to do, but because of the era that you grew up in a religion, they probably wouldn't allow your mom to be a preacher. So she puts her hopes into you. You're not actually equipped. So she goes and finds a daughter-in-law that she can, kind of, I'm gonna tell my daughter-in-law what to do, and she force him into doing what he's supposed to be doing. But along the way, she's self-sacrificing the entire time and dealing with all of this disrespect. All for him to say that it felt empty. I'm like, that's because it's not real for him. It was never his gift. It was never what he was supposed to do.
Right.
She was supposed to do it. But because y'all so hung up on making the man the center of the show instead of yourself, you giving all of your gifts and your energy over to somebody that's going to resent you for it. And
Yes.
that's their story. So if you think that wasn't going to be like, because when we talk about, the text messages of her going crazy and looking, running behind him, I feel like a lot of young women, most young women go through that time period where they want to do that. Like, he cheating, so I'm going to go see what's up. Like, eventually you might grow out of that. But that's like a to me, a rites of passage as a young woman is to be running behind some nigga or a woman that you can't trust because they want to be out here. Like,
Right, dash your house and smack your chick. Just to
I
show you
think
Monica not having. I gotta do that every time.
with this couple here, I do want to say, I don't even know if it was so much as his mama's dream as it was her seeing how it could have changed his dad being the pastor at too late of a time. And she probably was hoping it would change him, but definitely needed somebody else she can put him off on so he's no longer her problem for sure. And she found a person desperate enough to do it. And when he talks about him having a business relationship with God, he didn't have what he said, a personal relationship.
right.
In my personal, I think that it's still a business relationship because he talks about how this guy came to him and told him how great he preaches and talks, and then says, oh, I can get you out here in this country and you can talk to this congregation or whatever, and we'll pay you all so much. And that is something that you see he perks up about when he's in that interview talking about how much he gets paid, or him getting paid to go and talk all over the world. So it's still really very much so it's a business relationship.
Absolutely.
And you just getting older and don't nobody want you like they did when you was younger. You moving slower than you were back then. So now you're gonna be okay with who you got beside you, especially after she
Good thing.
endured everything with you. Like they always do that.
Dick stopped working.
I wonder how many pastors feel the same way as he do. He just said it out loud.
Right.
A lot.
I
feel like a lot of them about telling their stuff when they in the pulpit if people really listening to them
Mm-hmm.
and they really paying attention. You could tell. Just like when some of the messages go viral and we could just read, we just see. We ain't even got to go to your church to really see what you're about. People sit in the congregation all the time. They know what's going on.
They
The
do.
church be one of the most messiest places. It's messier than high school.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
It's crazy. I remember, like, and because I love my church people, but I just can't do it with y'all no more. Like, I love the people that go to my church. I love them. When I see them out, it's all love. I will always appreciate the people in that church that were kind to me. As a little girl that was like me from the beginning, people are mean to kids like me. So when adults or people around me were nice, I remember it. So a lot of people in my church were like, the people who were kind to me. I love y'all, but I can't go back. But the funny part is watching when I was younger, the girls who got pregnant and they weren't married, how much all of the women in the church cackling and judging them and making them feel bad about themselves. Those are the same women now today that are responsible for the church and that are keeping it up and keeping it going. And I just be like, every time she hit me up, I'd be like, damn, I want to say yeah, because I fuck with you. but I can't do the
Mhm.
stages of the cross, girl. I can't do it. I love you though. I can't be Mary in the stages of the cross, girl. Okay. I really do
feel
want to
you on
get
that.
back. Because I used to act at the church, girl. Our church used to have really good plays with this renowned director, Tommy Merrick. And I remember like we did, what was it? Cane River. Cane River was a book back in the day, but we did that play. And oh my God, it was such a good production. I used to love doing plays. If anybody want me to be in a play, call me because I miss being on stage, bitch. But yeah, y'all, like the church can be such a good place, even when like, like all
Mhm.
my little first boyfriends and shit came from church. I remember when I was in my first real toxic relationship with a girl, we used to go down to the church together on Sundays, bitch. Okay.
Oh my.
Because
Okay.
the lesbians love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Everybody act like, but it's girl, the way the stud, especially the stud lesbians, the way they be tripping and falling over there trying to let y'all know that they love the Lord too, so that y'all don't think that they one of them blasphemous lesbians. There's one, what's the girl? One of them girls on the internet right now that's always trying to pray the gay away. I think her name is
What?
Jackie something. Yeah, it's somebody I've seen people talk about. Jackie Hill. I can't remember it, but it's obviously like I'm I'm delivered. I'm the lesbian version of I'm delivered. Still up there looking like a stud.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yes, very
Is
much.
Jackie Hill Perry?
Yes.
The one that be on podcast, Megan, the one that used to be best friends with B Simone. She often kept going on because she's married to a guy now. I'm not gonna hold y'all, don't be mad. And this is no disrespect, but I started the question. I was like, Megan, Ashley, what is this? Because the girl would be on her podcast a lot, talking and
Did
stuff.
they
And I was
go
like,
viral like some years ago? The lady and her husband. I think yes.
possibly.
Oh, we talked about them before when they first went viral. Oh, this might have been like, yeah, I remember now. She was looking like a stud, and she's the pastor, right? Not him.
Yes. No, she's the
I
pastor.
think so.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
girl, you're not escaping the charges. Like, I don't understand praying the gay away. I think first of all, I feel like it's okay for straight and gay people to be together, especially now that I'm older and I've seen how many of these relationships actually be working for people. People just don't know what the fuck going on. Yeah, I think sometimes gay and straight people be having great marriages, girl. Look at me.
Okay, gay and straight people to be together.
Yes. Like that usually there's one person that's straight and then another person that's probably gay, but we get along great. I've seen it before. Okay. But not like you also have to be real about who you are and honest about who you are. That's not the same thing as being in a lavender relationship. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, nobody wants to, nobody wants to be Pam. Like, did y'all see total performance?
That's literally who I've been thinking about this whole time, Miss Pam.
Me too. I was trying not to say her name, honestly.
Okay.
I wish she would have broke that psychosis because you could tell it was very strong when she was on that show. No matter who knows.
What did she do on the show? She got mad at Aubrey for
touching her leg.
She's like, get away from me with that gay shit.
I'm hollering. It was outside.
Damn.
I remember. I forgot all about that on that show. Oh, she was tripping.
I feel like it's so many of the older women that people don't realize was like hiding how gay they unhappy. You could tell they just be mean for no reason. Like, bitch, what did you mean for? If you like dick so much and you got dick, what are you angry for, ma'am? And this, beans, greens, tomatoes, like the hose is gay. Girl, just don't lie. No, okay. So look, I saw you, Dada, talking about being a drummer. Child, that is the quintessential stud role at the church. You are a drummer, okay? You involved in a choir in some type of way. The studs can always sing. Like, I sing because I'm happy. And I am happy, which means I am gay. Okay.
The altos.
Listen, because I'm happy. All right. But let's go. Y'all, I miss my church choir. I ain't gonna lie. That's some of the messiest, funniest shit ever. This is when you realize old people are just as immature as teenagers. Like, come on, y'all. Can we please shut the fuck up so we can sing this song? They talking and shit. All right, next topic. In Bad Daddy news, Brian McKnight, y'all. So I'm gonna start off with how this started. Y'all know that Brian McKnight's son had cancer and he recently passed. We would not have known this if Claude McKnight, Brian's brother, who looks exactly like him, did not come to the internet to inform us. Let's hear what he said.
So all day, I said to myself I wasn't going to post about this. And as the day wore on, I realized that how could I not post about this? This morning, I found out that my nephew, Nico McKnight, passed away. He'd been bravely battling cancer for the last 2 years or so. And I have a lot of feelings right now. I'm not going off a script or anything like that. I'm just going to be raw with how I'm feeling. Nico was one of those amazing kids who was quirky and curious and ridiculously talented. Amazing singer, an amazing guitar player, had a great eye, was a photographer. And just one of those kids that, at least in my estimation, was somebody you always wanted to be around. And so it really sucks that he's no longer with us. So
Big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Nico's death as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity. It has instead turned into a circus, a mockery of a life now lost, making this tragedy into a reality show type drama. While that was unfolding, my family and I flew home to Maui and had a private memorial remembering him and all the good times. The last time he and I spoke, we offered him all the help we could provide. We had the #1 oncologist on deck for him and a team of specialists on standby with private care in our home. He and his mother declined. The door of communication was open and remained open until his death. To the self-proclaimed mama bear, may God have mercy on your soul for not allowing him to accept that help and not allowing him to use that line of communication. Big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok.
Why the first time I heard this, I couldn't tell if it was real, and I've been trying to put my finger on what he sounds like. He sounds like the end of the episode of Cheaters with Joey Greco.
Damn.
I was like, what is this?
It's good. Let me let him finish, but it's very weird. And also in this shot, because he went to Maui on vacation, talking about they went to honor all the good times. What good times did your son have with you in Maui with that new wife? Get the fuck out of here.
And why are you trying to blame the mama when it was offered to the son and her? I'm sure the son said he didn't want this shit from you.
And to stay in y'all's
house. Exactly. Why you couldn't just offer it to me wherever I was? Because your help gotta come with strings attached. That's a signifier for me that you ain't shit. Also, this Hennessy bottle. This Hennessy bottle is another thing that let me know you ain't shit. Because why this to me, the way Brian McKnight presents himself like he's above nigga shit, but then posting the Hennessy bottle while being a deadbeat dad, ultimate nigga shit.
The way
there is great.
The day she does his ass in is gonna be a cackle for America.
Yes, I cannot wait.
Great comfort in knowing God knows the truth and the totality of the whole story. I am truly thankful for the immense peace God has given me, and I've left everything in his hands. I have a clear conscience. The only judgment that matters is God's. My wife, our children, and I are eternally thankful to Almighty God that the suffering has come to an end and grateful for all of your condolences. Thanks to those of you who have known the truth from the beginning and haven't let untruths, half-truths, or slander prejudice your opinion.
I hate this because it's the problem that I'm finding with a lot of these niggas. We can see you. Like, we can see you. You the one that changed your fucking name so you don't have the same name as your other son. Or nigga, what? Get him away from me.
That's crazy.
I wasn't reading all that. Anytime a nigga want to say some long ass shit that end with a Bible verse, swipe. Prayers up for Nico. Prayers up for Nico.
Yeah.
But Brian McKnight ain't shit. Like, to me, the fact that he even did the voiceover with this video in the
and it also gives to me that you had to call your brother out because your brother be on your ass. And I feel like you probably don't. I feel like the brother probably be on his ass so much he doesn't have an opportunity to say anything to his brother. but you use this. So who's using Nico's death? Because you could have just said what you had to say, but you wanted to highlight what your brother did. Like maybe he got permission from the mom and said it's okay for him to announce.
And I feel horrible for the mama specifically because who trolls? Okay, you done already started your brand new family, but you use this moment to make her son's death her fault. As she's mourning him, and you've already neglected to be a father, you've already decided you didn't know them no more. So how evil is it to like go after her and blame her for something you know that she really couldn't control? Just because y'all offered him help didn't mean he wouldn't have succumbed to cancer at the end of it. So yeah, he's disgusting. He can go to hell.
Straight to hell. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200, nigga. But that shit gonna turn on him eventually. I think it's very interesting the way you were so willing to throw away your previous family in replacement of one that you didn't have all those years harming. And I think that that's something for your lack of accountability. But there was nothing fucked up about what the brother said. The brother spoke more kindly about your children than you have in the past few years. So, like, can you just like go suck a dick, Brian McKnight? Like, that's what we would really love for you to do. Like, just go find a dick and suck it. Do I ever cross your mind anytime? I hate when niggas that make such beautiful music turn out to be such shit ass people.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes and no way.
Like it sucks that they're terrible, but then at the same time, be like, if I play this song, do you get any residuals? Because you know, back in the day, the record labels used to take all y'all fucking money. So even if I play this, you're probably not even gonna get no percentage like that.
Yeah, they don't make a lot of money off streams. Child, I tell y'all all the time, I very much still listen to certain Robert songs sometimes. Not all the time.
Girl, that's what I thought. They was playing it at my sister's wedding. I looked around. I said, "Ooh, is this a safe place?
Listen,
Happy people,
listen.
hey.
yeah.
Well, at least his money's going to the victims, right?
Yeah, right. His money is. Yeah, they've already established that.
Good. It's like, I don't want you to win, but then also like you remind me of my Jeep.
At that point, it's dancing for a cause.
You know, like we doing this for the people. Happy people. And you know what's so aggravating? Like when I really think back on it, y'all, like I'm mad at all of the adults. Like from back then, the 2001, 2002, I am mad at all of the adults in the vicinity that had some responsibility in that. Because when you think about the fact that there's literally videos that I can remember seeing of this man pissing on 14-year-olds and y'all was like playing the music at y'all cookouts right after, the Black community is not okay.
Selling tapes at the barbershops. I remember.
That's crazy.
Like child porn. Like,
yes, that's what it was.
Y'all are not okay. I didn't want to talk about Miss Shirley tonight, but that child,
is that the lady that be having people meet her little girl?
Yes.
They be like,
you know,
I heard about that.
Her little girl is Miss Shirley.
Oh, that's her name?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh,
she named her that.
A piece of
exactly. You're trying to mature that little girl.
No, I'm gonna say it. Why am I thinking about Shirley Temple?
Yes, that too. Yes.
And why am I also thinking about John Benet Ramsey? Just a little piece.
That too. Everybody's been clocking that. Everybody. And hold on, let me show y'all right quick. So, because I feel like y'all might want to fall down this rabbit hole just because it was such a fascinating story.
I didn't know anything happened with Shirley Temple.
Oh yeah, they abused the fuck out of her.
Just off of her, like, and I don't know why nobody paid attention. They on the good shit, lollipop, and you got all these grown ass men picking her up and passing her over and all of that. Like, why is this little girl dancing for these men in her little skirt or little dress?
So I want to like apologize because I talked. What
is this? The mother?
No, it's a black.
Oh,
it's a black.
Y'all, this added another level. I thought the mother was white. I said,
hell no. Nah. This is a they, them, non-binary. I want to respect the pronouns because I did not respect the pronouns when I originally spoke about them. And it's because I didn't see it because I don't be looking at all of the letters all the time. I just be talking about the story. But in the process of me looking at stuff about Miss Shirley, she popped up on my feed because she's literally the grown adult version of Miss Shirley. She was a child who her parents had a diner, right? Her parents had a diner, and her mom basically put an advertisement in the window of the diner for people to come and hug and kiss and touch on the baby. Her mom was a pedo. And eventually, at some point, she was living with pedos. Like, they were in the basement, and all they had to do was knock on a pipe, and they would have access to this little girl. She said her mom knew that she was a pedo even before she had her, to the point that it was all these cameras. She wanted to have cameras in the delivery room while she was having her C-section. The woman has extensive videos about it all, but she talks about how a part of her mom's, like, pedophilia was her recording her and taking so many pictures of her, to the point that now that her mom is deceased, she has a room full of bins and cabinets full of pictures. And this is like the 80s and the 90s. So it's not as easy as just click, click, click on your phone. No, this is somebody that had to go get film, that had to go get cameras. And she had a diary. And in the diary, the woman's them, child. I'm trying to stop saying, female pronouns and shit. Respect people shit, man. Because after everything that this person has gone through, I could see why they would not want to be identified for having female parts after everything that this person went through as a child. Like, literally anybody that wanted to touch the child could. There's a letter from a female rock star or band person that was thanking the little girl for coming. I hope that we get to see you again. I hope you weren't too cold on the ride home. Why was she cold on the ride home? Why are my parents taking me to see this band in a club? Like, they talked about just all of the things that are hiding in plain sight.
How long did this go on?
Oh, until she was a teenager, I believe. Like, she had stories up until she was like 14, 15. But her parents died at some point, and she has all of this evidence of it, like videos, pictures of her. She knows her mom's diaries that talked about how the mom felt like as soon as she was 6 months old, she was no longer a baby, and now she had to help them with the business. But the mom was even and I hated this because I know how much people demonize breastfeeding, but this woman was actually upset that she had to stop breastfeeding because of her being aroused by her baby, basically. The mom was a pedo and then invited all of these pedos and then used it and made money off of it all their childhood. So it's terrible, but it's what put things into perspective for me when it comes to Miss Shirley, baby, right? Because she talked about even calling her Miss Shirley is to adultify and make the little girl seem more adult, so that when these adult things happen to her, everybody will think, oh, she's older for her age, which y'all know how they like to do that. But this person's example really kind of opened my eyes to it, because so Miss Shirley mama had a Facebook post, and everybody was saying she has an OnlyFans. She has an OnlyFans. No, she had a Facebook page, and she called it OnlyFan page. The thing about how pedos like to hide in plain sight is by playing on words, playing on shit like that. So if you're not looking for it, then you're not paying attention to it. But if you're looking for it, then you know what you're looking for. So why would you call the Facebook page OnlyFan page instead of saying the official page?
Facts.
Look, you should go right here. So this is the mama.
A miserable mother to call DHS on me about my child that's well taken care of. Y'all are sick. I'm a mama before anything. I'm sick of you low life trying to discredit me as a mother. And to any elder that's on here, I apologize for my cursing. I apologize if you feel I'm being disrespectful, but I am tired. I'm tired. Y'all must really start up there. I actually got a call from the police station today for me to come up to the police station because a miserable called DHS and told DHS and the police station all about the time I got a OnlyFans. It's a mother fan page. It's not no OnlyFans. Y'all take this shit that y'all see on social media and run with it. Y'all for a miserable mother to call DHS. Y'all are sick. I had to go to the police station today. They did investigation asking me about the OnlyFans, where people picking her up. Where do she only get booked at adult events? Y'all literally got a video going around talking about she only get booked at adult events, but kids in the background. Make it make sense to me.
No,
She
you make
got
it
an
make sense.
OnlyFans.
Because that don't
If you
mean that
go
it's
to
not
Miss Shirley
adult.
Dance Universe, in parentheses, it had fans only. It's for her fans only. Not no fuck. What the look like? Put my baby on Only. I'm not even on there. What sense do that make? Make it make sense. Y'all so damn slow and damn. Y'all take anything y'all see on social media and run with it. Y'all.
Okay. So
That sounds crazy.
So hold up. And I'm gonna wrap it up after this. And we can move on to Real Housewives. But this right here was the issue for me. So I'm not gonna like fully play it, but y'all see the little girl in the dress, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm freezing it. She's adorable. And it's giving, oh, I'm trying on mommy's clothes. But she's like playing what I think Keith Sweat. I mean, not Keith Sweat, Johnny Gill. Slip on your red dress and put on your high heels and put on that sweet perfume. It shows. Okay, so yeah, just that. Okay, y'all saw that part. Okay, that right there, that bothered me because it feels like you are instructing your toddler how
What
to
to
be,
do?
yes, how to be adult like sexy for grown ass people, and she's 4. So yeah, you could.
She don't even look 4.
Yeah,
she looks smaller than that.
So we could talk. You know what I mean? Because I listen, and it's nothing. I don't have a problem with her dancing. That's not the problem because little girls be be spunky. They pick up shit very quickly. It's not about what the little girl is doing. It's about what her mom is allowing to take place around her. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, people be like, "Oh, that little hip hop child." That if you a dancer, you know that that's just dancing. That's not the problem. To me, the problem is this video. Not even a problem. To me, the main problem is that you have your daughter performing like she's an adult in adult venues, and then on top of that, you also have meet and greets where men come and hug and just pick up your child as if they know her with no. With no care for her own personal space. And how do you know she wants these people to touch her? Like, you're not even
objectifying her.
Yes, you're not even offering her autonomy. And there's a picture of her running and hugging this man, and everybody was passing that around. And so people was like, that's the man who did the Boots on the Ground song. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. He's still a stranger.
Right.
Like, he's still a stranger, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? But to me, I feel like another thing is like the social media aspect. Y'all are doing too much when it comes to posting these children to make money because you broke and because you don't have any qualities that you can make money off of. So you are doing it, you're using your child. So
and the mom talking about I'm not even on OnlyFans. Who asked for you?
Girl, who wants you on like, and the fact that you would even say that, it tells me, you know what I saw when I looked at her, when that little girl get 13, 14, and you got a man that's in the house with you and all of that, and he started looking at your little girl, all of a sudden it's gonna become tough. That's the type of mama she gave me, because you're gonna view your child in competition with yourself. Like that, even if you're not doing nothing wrong right now, the way y'all don't protect kids, no. So yeah, I want everybody. I heard that it's been hard for her to get like, jobs and shit recently. Good. Let that little girl be a little girl and you go get a fucking job. Bitch, you go dance and pop your fucking hip and make somebody you want to do. But stop trying to use them children because you don't want to work with your ignorant ass. But y'all pray for the kids, y'all. Pray for the kids. Cause honestly, a lot of children shouldn't have the parents that they have. Kids don't ask to be here. That's why I believe in abortions. But some of y'all,
I'm glad you said it for me because that's exactly where I was headed. Like, I'm not saying children shouldn't be born, but
no,
everybody ain't supposed to be parents.
No, right? No, they're not. And it's like y'all feel like, oh, what's most important is that we don't have abortions, but it's okay if the child is being abused from there on out.
You know what this made me think of? And this is an unintentional segue, but what this made me think of was when Phaedra hopped on Real Housewives of Atlanta talking out the side of her fucking neck, talking about I love little people. I just want to pick them up. And,
Yeah, that
and I
was
was like,
that was awkward as hell. Like, girl,
Phaedra, she just came on here saying any fucking thing, and it's like, for what? What are
You're
you
not
here
wrong.
for?
She creeped me the fuck out. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. When she said, and then her saying, I just want to lock them in my basement. The fact that
crazy.
when do we get to the point of being mature enough to think that some things are not funny and they should be taken seriously? So if you're joking about them, something's fucking wrong with you. Like, when do we get to that point? Because to me, I know, like, I feel like almost even with little people, like them being okay with their own objectification is not always because that's what they would want, but because they feel like that's the best choice that they have. Like,
Right. You seen that girl on that show? What's the fat comedian, the popular one? He funny. He had the show on YouTube.
Drewski, and had the girl on there. Yeah.
Yes.
They fetishize, and it's weird and it's creepy because it feels like you pick them up and put them on your lap like they're a child. Like you're just happy that they're of age, but physically, like you're fetishizing them because they give off child, because they're
right.
And I don't like that shit. But anyway, since we talking about it, let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. So main situation from the past 2 weeks was, first of all, Britt Edie's whack ass, cheap ass, weird ass, broke ass, tired ass event that she threw, where only the housewives were supposed to eat and everybody else was just supposed to stand around getting finger food and chasing trays around all fucking night, because she ain't really supposed to be there.
Bro, I thought you was gonna say getting finger food.
I wish that was it. Hey Erica, y'all look so cute.
What's up, baby?
That's
Girl, I thought you was gonna say getting finger food. I was gonna say, what's going on?
I'm sorry. Listen, getting finger foot, okay, by Portia, okay, in the back seat, because y'all, that's how they act. Like they act like they might be fucking the way Britt Edie was so fast to hop on Portia's dick. But yeah, the event was weird. But the main thing, y'all, is Portia and Shamia, and then, well, Shamia period, and then Portia and Drew. So which one y'all want to do first?
Let's do Portia and Shamia. Then they did that was first, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically,
right.
Shamia, I feel like I'm tired of Shamia acting like everybody is like digging into her and Portia's relationship, and not, we notice weird shit, then you validate the weird shit, and then we like, Portia, she said it's some weird shit, right? And Portia like, well, they don't want to say nothing to me, and then they're like, okay, well, Portia, what's up with this weird shit? Well, I mean, we talked already. We don't need to talk about that, bitch. What's going on? Portia is running from accountability, like she is running from having to pay her own bills.
She is,
and Shamia was just gonna let her. Shamia, whenever they sat at that table the episode before and basically said they gonna treat it like a marriage, that irked the fuck out of me.
Yes.
Don't treat that like you're treating it. I just don't understand. Loyal to that point for what? I couldn't even imagine being so loyal to a friend that I went against myself.
Betray yourself like you do with a fucking
man.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's wrong to do it with a man, but it's different when you got a partnership or some sort of a provider. Sometimes you can manipulate your brain into thinking that it's okay to do that. But with a friend, a friend? No.
It makes me question the competitiveness within the friendship, that your identity seems to be so wrapped up in her. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Like,
what kind of finger fucking might have been going on?
Okay, like what's going on? The fact that she felt like Portia was taking up for her or the friendship, I'm like, she's not. Portia just avoiding accountability. Like she just don't want to have a conversation. Like,
right. I'm so glad that she spoke up for our friendship. Girl, are you delusional or what? Yeah. It's really pathetic. Like, to be honest, Shamia, I could feel and see your desperation in almost every corner of your life, and I really want you to go and deal with that, because that's sad to see such a beautifully talented woman betray herself to the point of looking like a lame ass lapdog.
Did y'all catch the most part when she said, most of y'all act like I come to y'all when most of the time I'm answering? And I said, girl, it's the most of the time for me, which confirms that you very well went to Drew and old girl to confide in them about Portia,
Angela.
but you got the audacity, Angela, but you got the audacity to sit up there and continue to call Drew the liar throughout the season.
Yeah.
And why gaslight everybody? Because regardless of if you came to other people most of the time to tell them versus them asking you questions, you still provided statements. So what's the confusion? We gaslighting them into thinking it's different just because they was asking questions.
Right.
Oh, we could put the blame because Shamia is so scared that Portia's gonna be mad at her for saying something against her. Like you could tell Shamia has been walking on eggshells in that friendship, but it's also like, so when we talk about people being accountable for their narcissistic relationships or the abuse that they're putting themselves through, Shamia is the prime example of that. Portia might be dead ass wrong for the way she's handling Shamia, but Shamia being a grown woman and still allowing her to treat her that way and to like not stand fully in her own box on her own star because she's so worried about running behind Portia. And then to think
I will leave this show if you need me to.
right, like it's not a virtue for you to betray yourself for your friend that wouldn't do the same for you. It doesn't matter whether it's a platonic friendship or a romantic one. If you are doing more for that person than they're doing for you, you are playing yourself. Get that together, Drew. Y'all I feel like honestly, and that's why I want to bring this up because I feel like it when it comes to Drew, it's really fuck y'all to me. Cause like I do feel like Drew on bullshit. Remember, I told y'all I didn't fully believe her, and then she popped up Memorial Day, letting that nigga feed her and all of that.
Oh, yeah,
But at
yeah.
the same
Who was
time,
feeding her?
Ralph for Memorial Day. You saw that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. I thought you was talking about Dennis.
No.
Oh, no,
I was
no.
but I was saying
I remember.
like she wasn't really all the way done because of the way she kept trying to see him as a good father, which means you're still not seeing him clearly to me. Because if he was really a good father, he would be handling you better than he's handling you. But this shit right here, this don't make no fucking sense.
Oh yeah.
Girl,
I was upset about this. My recommendation is Phaedra should have been where Drew is. Shamia should have been where Phaedra is. Since y'all want to stand, this my rib type shit. Let them sit next to each other. Drew should have been literally like your oath to your friend is ridiculous. Drew should have been next to Andy where Shamia is because this is just the epitome of I feel like people been sleep on Drew this entire time. Ever since Drew has came on the show, and I know Drew is annoying and she do be lying. But if you really look at it, Drew has carried the franchise since she came on the show, and not a season has she disappointed. And if she had, it's funny because she carried the season this season and didn't even have to do much. She didn't have to do anything. And then they turned it into, everybody got a problem with Drew. Right. Drew should have had first chair. This is ridiculous.
No, I'm wondering if they got the beef with Drew or is Drew on her way out? Like, why hasn't she done a Watch What Happens Live? Is it because she was in support of Kenya? And that don't even make sense after Britt's latest statement. Like, I am just so damn confused because if it went how Britt said it went, why y'all giving Drew so much of the third degree and then put her? I feel like that's just blatantly disrespectful to put her at the end. But you got first. Giselle has sat at the front for a very long periodically time and then give shit to the show for multiple times. But then you got these two ladies that are newcomers to sit before Drew when Kelly really ain't even getting to know things for real. Yeah, that's whack.
This is so whack.
I feel like the reunion gonna be whack because some of your biggest stories from this season, which is Britt and Kenya, they not even gonna be there.
You know what I think? Sometimes it makes me, it points out to me how tone deaf Andy and the rest of like whoever is in charge of production. This is not the first time I feel like they've done this. It's like with the black shows, they're not actually watching it. And they come up with these conclusions based off of what they thought was supposed to happen. So we thought it would be Portia and Shamia based on like before the show came back. But once the show actually came back and we started to see whose storylines actually had meat to them, Portia and Shamia should not have been first chair. First chair, really, if we being honest, all the way, it should have been Drew and Angela. They should have had first chair, and y'all hoes should have been behind them because those were the ones that actually had story that were sharing with us. The fact that Phaedra is even there after coming in on the last leg, that's another thing that it's like, I'm gonna need for y'all to upgrade y'all chip because it's given we are in the past and we're not in the present.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she
Phaedra
shouldn't
done
have been
got a
there.
tagline. This bitch was a part of the cast photo. She done got a fucking peach, and she's sitting right next to Portia. Is crazy, and that should also be an indicator that Bravo don't give a fuck about nothing that we talking about. Period.
No.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, Erica. Drew is the MVP and Angela is the rookie of the year. That's exactly what it's given. When I tell you I saw that shit and I was just like, y'all can't be fucking for real. And so then Britt Edie, as everyone is now aware, I'm not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season have devastated me. And while I cannot say much right now, I don't want to set the record straight about one thing. Oh, I do want to set the record straight about one thing. Graphic sexual photo surrounding the events in episode 5. That photo was not me.
Can we just let that sit for a second?
Yes.
Episode 5. That's the episode with Kenya?
Girl, all the way back in. All the way back.
Now all of a sudden she's saying that, huh?
The photo was not me. Girl.
That's
last minute like a motherfucker.
I'm like, are we talking about the same episode 5? Because what episode we on now? And she ain't never said the pictures wasn't her.
Not once. Actually just said that she felt bad. Actually said, I just feel bad because everybody see it now. Okay, she said, I did not see the photo at the time.
That's why Kenya said ain't nobody on the cast. Hey, Portia. Ain't nobody on the cast give her nothing. When Portia tried, I felt like they was trying to put it on Drew, but anyway, that's why Kenya probably said ain't nobody give me nothing. I ain't get nothing from nobody because it probably was a doctored up image that she created.
She said it was not her, and she didn't know that because she didn't see it, but she just assumed it was her. But once she saw it, she was like, "Oh, that's not me." Well, bitch, it doesn't matter if you thought it was you. Then it doesn't matter if it wasn't, because you know that there's something out there like that about you. Like, that's hilarious to me. But yeah, no, I think this is blasphemy and so fucking stupid. Phaedra gave nothing but shade. Also, Phaedra looks like the Megan doll.
She look like a who?
The Megan doll.
She does.
It's very creepy. Like, also people know who she looks like even more so, the Chucky doll, the white
girl. Tiffany. I was about to say Bride. I was yes, that's what I thought.
Exactly.
She got the same mouth and everything. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You can kind of tell if somebody annoying by the shape of their mouth.
What grade would y'all give this season thus far? I know we got like what, maybe 3-4 more episodes. What would y'all give it?
A 6.
A 6.
Oh,
6.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's probably right. I was thinking ABC.
Oh,
C minus.
Yeah.
Like it's not good enough to be a B or A, but they had some redeemable things. Kelly was funny. Drew and Angela actually gave story. That was it.
That's why I would say I would give it like a B minus.
Oh, if anything, I think that this should solidify any question or thought they had in the meeting room when they was trying to decide if they should wipe the whole cast clean. And I think this season tells us that y'all could have wiped the whole cast clean and only had new women there, and the show would have been just as good.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer believe the narrative that Britt had attorneys to take care and handle Bravo. I'm sorry. It's no disrespect, but it's just an observation. Ma'am was struggling at the time to even pay for a fucking event.
Stylists and clothes and shit. Like, you was borrowing.
So why am I supposed to believe she had these bulldogs of attorneys on deck? And the way she done spun this narrative just now is giving Kenya was the one with the attorneys. That's what it's looking like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He about was the one with the attorneys, because Kenya put a statement out too.
Bitch. Okay, let me go find it. If she was really that bitch, I'm trying to understand why you didn't, like, why would you not show up? Why would you not show up? That doesn't make any sense. If you had won and your lawyers had did their thing, I would have been sitting on stage like, and I'm here and that bitch not here and it was handled. Now what? But that's not what you did.
Look on, check her story. Okay, might be up there.
Look at her and Usher.
Not her on tour.
It might have been on OMFG. The page
Okay.
you just left, they probably had it.
Oh, let me go back. The way lesbians be showing up on my For You page is ridiculous.
No, girl, I was hollering when I was like, look at your algorithm.
Get thee behind me, ho. Okay, this is OFMG. It's Kenya right here. I'm disappointed to not be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion taping today. Please know I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon. Y'all better forgive Kenya because it seems that y'all have forgiven Nene.
Oh, people think that I'm in a bad place with Bravo or NBC, and that is just not the case. I mean, there's been so much talk. We've actually cleared all of our disagreements up. We've actually sat at the same table and worked through these things.
You did a whole special.
Yeah, we worked through all of that stuff. I did.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I think people are not thinking I'm working for NBC. You know, when you see me hosting the Oscars or the Emmys on the red carpet, they own those carpets.
They do.
And if we were in some sort of beef, they would not have me on their carpets. That part. I just think that people don't really see it like that. They don't really get that NBC owns Bravo.
Yeah.
And but we're in an okay place. We are dating, if that's a thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's slow, but so far all is well.
To me, somebody spoke on this a while back, noticing how Nene was actually showing up in previous clips in a way that she had not been before. Like they were actually doing,
Throwback clips.
Yeah. So that let us know that they must have been on better footing because they was actually showing her and mentioning her name again.
Cynthia even said her name this season.
Yes.
I
So,
wouldn't be surprised if they try to be on some let's get the gang
People
back
think-
again.
yeah.
If they done got Phaedra, Candy may not come back, right? Candy, she's been enjoying herself, so
Candy's
she
not
may
coming
not.
back.
They may leave it with Phaedra. Kim clearly needs some money. Don't care to see her. May bring Nene. You got Portia. They probably gonna keep Angela because everybody would have loved to have seen her interact with the ladies back then. And Carlos said they tried to get her, so now they got her. They may keep her. Drew may leave. They may or may not give Kelly a chance. If Kelly stays, I think she should be a friend of. Shamia may leave since she want to get that up to say her friendship anyway, and Cynthia may still be there. That may be the crew. They may have to go get the girls back, and this time, I guess they'll have Phaedra over Candy.
Ugh.
Listen, why you playing all the time, bro? I hate you. Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. So this is other Real Housewives news. Y'all know if there's no Apollo, there's no Phaedra, right? This is one of the few times that a woman being so thirsty, but also not being vulnerable means that her weird ass ex-husband is the only entertaining thing about her. So let's see. This was very weird to me. Apollo Nida and long lost son Trey Cribb pretend not to know each other during interview. Reveal shocking father-son twist at the end. I'm speaking to him right now. To me, this is literally one of the lamest things I think I've ever seen. Why are y'all pretending like y'all don't know each other for the public's benefit? Like, I get it, but that's just so over the top.
Pop out and show niggas.
Let's hear what they say, because y'all know he wants to be the starer.
A lot of things going on, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so you see this kid, you talk to this kid, you see him. Do y'all still speak to this day? What's the communication like all the way up to this point?
Oh yeah, we're locked in.
You're locked in.
Oh yeah, me and him is locked in.
Because we don't see this guy anywhere. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're locked in, like two peas in a pod. So it was cool though, because like when I came home, we build the bond, you know, right? So we're doing all that stuff, talking on the phone every day, whatnot. Sometimes there's a disconnect. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It's just because life goes. But I mean, we're locked in. We're pretty locked in, man.
So you call this man right now?
Oh yeah, right now.
He'll pull up on you.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
cool.
sure.
So, with all of that going on, it's a lot of moving pieces. When's the last time you spoke to this person?
Well, I mean, you really want to know?
Yeah, no, like for real.
I'm speaking to him right now.
What do you mean?
I'm speaking. You're the guy.
What you mean?
You're the guy.
Yeah. Wasn't nobody gonna tell me I'm interviewing my father today?
Man.
Y'all wasn't gonna say nothing?
He sound like he from New Orleans. I do want to say that. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm picking up on my accent a little bit in this young man. When he said y'all wasn't gonna say nothing, that sound like my accent. I'm not sure. But this is also extremely lame. I'm gonna let them continue.
What you mean? Yep, it's just like that. Yeah. That's how it's done. You're speaking to him right now.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for reaching out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It had to be done.
Definitely.
It's been a hell of a process, right? A hell of a process.
Crazy process. I'm like, no. Literally. I said, yeah, I do. I know this particular girl. I just broke down in tears, bro. Right in the visitation. She's like, yo, I have some news for you. I was like, I already know. She's like, you have a son? I said, man, I fucking knew it, man. I fucking knew it.
That's all he do is
I was like, but
okay, this is crazy.
It was wild.
So you're telling me in the visitation room, she's asking you questions, grilling you, like, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking she's bringing back that.
Yeah, the girl that you
I didn't
shot.
do it this time.
Right.
I didn't put no
like,
letter.
Come on,
I
don't
didn't
do
put no
this.
letter. And
Right.
I didn't write nobody. I quit the picture.
Right,
thing.
I stopped. Yeah. I put my pen down.
So now the COs must have wrote the letter and put it in there.
Right,
and
they really set you up.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And she said you got a son.
Yeah.
And you instantly know, like you feel it in your
man. I
chest.
broke down in tears, man. I started crying. The officers over there like, yo, what in the world? You all right? I was like, man, I knew it. And she was like, yeah, you got a son. And she was like, she's like, and from what I see, like, she was like, yo, the mannerisms, like he looks like you, you know. She was like, I was like, well, how did you find this out? And she was like,
That's what I'm about to ask. Like, so like, how do you just get this information? Somebody come knock on her door, like?
No, she used to. So my management, they used to monitor my my Instagram and stuff.
Oh, while you're away and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was a DM from someone that was like, hey, I just want to know if you might be my dad, my long lost father out there.
Hold on.
I'm reaching out.
So the kid reached out?
Yeah, the kid.
What in the world?
Yeah, he reached out. He was like, yo, you might. He's like, man, I was looking in the mirror.
He talking about himself, right?
I see you on TV.
Yeah, he was like, man, I just.
Yep.
It was weird because I was like, what if this was a hoax, right?
Yeah, the whole time. So okay,
what if he's trying to plot of?
Yeah, this is one of the
thought
things I've ever seen.
I thought there's still. I thought it was a hee hee ha ha, and they're still doing this.
They're still having the conversation as if they're talking about another person.
Mentally ill.
Yeah, like pretty
It makes
much.
me think of those YouTube videos Yandy and her family be making.
Oh,
Cringe worthy.
just want to be seen. So lame. Like, we know you was a little lame when you was in school, little fame. You ain't used to it. Sorry, y'all, that's a big crit line. Never mind. But with that, okay. So niggas is lame as fuck. Okay. So y'all, let's go to Duke Dennis. Okay, let me try to find it because I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't even know who Duke Dennis was. Like, I had to go and Google
He's
him.
a cutie.
He got a
He's
whole
not the one from
The
Black
braid
Panther.
makes him look nice.
Okay, hold up. Maybe I didn't save it, but I put it in my stories because everybody was talking about it, and I googled him and found out he's from the Kai Cenat like side, like they're in a clique, a gang or something, and he's a part of
Not
it.
a streamer gang.
I thought he was a football player at first.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was a football player, but when I looked it up, they said he is a streamer, and
Wow.
he is in the Kai Cenat wheelhouse of social media. Okay, so let's see pictures of Duke
Where are those
Dennis.
dreads? I thought he had braids.
Real kid that surfaced. Turns out the rumors are true. So that's a picture with one of the baby mamas. This is another a streamer. Darcy reveals Duke Dennis is her child's father and is not involved in his life. Another woman comes out also.
How many kids do I have? I have one son.
That's not the same
His
girl?
name is Dallas, and he's
This the same girl, yeah.
It's his
And
baby.
another girl.
What?
Adorable. Darcy comes out about her son with Duke Dennis. Okay, yes, I have a son by Duke Dennis. Life goes on though. Don't want to keep talking about it. Don't want people in my business for real. But my son exists and it's very much his son. So it don't even look like the bitches is looking for clout. Like it don't even look like that. So hold up. Wow, fans create a family tree of Duke Dennis and all of his baby.
Oh, there's more.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Serving 10 years.
Not the abortion.
City boys down.
10 points.
Oh no.
Wow.
Shout out to Nick.
Not Alexis
She did
number
what she
2. It's insane.
7.
And why all the kids got the nose? Yeah, don't look like you. Nick,
eyes.
not Nick being the only one that was let me not. But
That's
Nick
what I-
said,
yeah.
I gotta get out. Okay. Nick had an escape plan.
Damn. Duke Dennis, I seen him before. He's
Cancel
nice
that.
looking.
Cancel that glow. It ain't
Oh,
no
he
Duke.
like-
What's up with you? It need to be what's up with these
He
kids.
look like David. He look like David. What's David's stage name? Babe, what's David's stage name?
Lord have mercy.
Huh?
Who's
Lucky
that?
Day. Lucky Day.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I could kind of see that with the eyes.
Yeah, he
the eye and
definitely-
nose area specifically.
Back in the day, like in high school, when he used to have long locks, he looked like, that's what he looked like to me. But
That's
yeah,
why I thought he was on a football team because he got one.
Ooh, I thought you had a girl. That was girl.
Insane.
He got one.
That was a good one.
Insane.
And apparently he was lying and not telling everybody that he had these kids.
That's
Hold
so
up.
bad.
Long time ago. But unfortunately, that
Long time ago.
option has been taken away from me at this point.
Damn,
It's been
yeah,
taken
a lot
away
of
from me at this point. Because y'all keep harassing, you know what I'm saying, the mother of my kids and being very, very weird. And this is exactly what I wanted to protect them from all along. And this whole time y'all been, trying to dig into like part of my life that y'all was never invited in, like from jump. And but now that like it's affecting like, they well-being and like they getting like threats and like being called names and shit.
I'm sorry, I don't believe a lot don't care who
What you talking about?
That was my like main priority from jump. Just I never wanted them in this whole time ago.
I'm sorry. All the kids are babies, right?
Yes.
Shut up.
So this is him allegedly getting a 15-year-old pregnant when he was 20. That sound about right. The niggas that's hoes is hoes. Like they really do be out here getting off on manipulating women into having unprotected sex. Like
how old is this young man?
How old is he right now? Okay, so he's 21, I guess.
I definitely believe it.
If
And
he
I
was
believe his
21,
story here because he got all them kids. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Hold on, wait, no. He's older than that. These claims are said to be from 2014. So basically, now he should be 30. Yeah, so he's 30 something now. Yeah,
How old is the oldest child?
Oh, girl, let's go back. Let's see. Let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart.
Crazy.
Jesus. Okay, so I guess
He looked like he had a lot of teeth in his mouth.
Huh?
Look like he had some type of gold.
A lot of teeth.
Oh,
yeah, the number of teeth just seemed like a lot in that video when he was talking.
You can't trust niggas that got too many teeth in their mouth. Like you can't trust Portia. She got too many teeth in her mouth. You just can't trust people who got too much teeth in their mouth. Okay, but yeah, it looked like. Shout out to the diva for letting us know. Sounds like he impregnated a 15-year-old. I think
the stock went so down. It went so down.
That just shows how reckless you are with your dick. Like that's the main thing here. And this picture right here does the locks be saving these niggas. I want y'all to know.
He looked like a lame.
That's true.
Because when you see him right here, you probably wouldn't have fucked with him. This is the nigga that gets the 15-year-old pregnant, right? Hold up. This nigga is the nigga that could get the adult women pregnant. but you had to become this nigga. Like you had to go do some work and unlame yourself.
Girl, it's giving Future so hard now. Looking at this turned down, like it is. This is Future here.
Future.
It is Future. Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Well,
damn shame.
It is.
Well,
it's really a damn shame.
The more you know.
For real, that's how it be though. And one of the girls was out there like, please don't, because I saw one of the girls getting her hair done and she was going off. Like, listen, bitch, don't nobody want your, like, it could have, listen, it went down because it went down, but ain't nobody stressing over him. Like,
and then you know what's crazy? I feel like those young ladies that came to the front have not had a conversation with him at all. I really believe this. I created this in my own head.
Oh, really?
And for him
so
to
you
come
think
up
he hasn't
here
claimed
talking
them?
about, huh?
You mean when you say young women, you mean the women who the kids'
Has
mothers?
his babies. Yes, I feel like
you don't
they
even
came
think
to
about
the
a
internet
conversation.
out of frustration, and he coming on the internet trying to create this whole narrative like they stressed out, and you know it's because of y'all, as if it's not because of him.
Right.
So yeah,
Like,
I'm
nah,
reading.
you a deadbeat. Well, I think also a part of it is that he sold them a dream that he was gonna look out for them, like he was gonna get money and look out. So y'all stay quiet so it don't fuck up my image, and I'm gonna look out for y'all. And then you online giving money to everybody, but you ain't really taking care of the women you didn't had kids with. And I like some of them seem like they don't even want nothing from him, and that's what I want for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel
like
be
more like Nick though.
That's why I feel like DDG is the problem with Halle. Because to me, I think when the women get to a point that I don't even want no money from you, I just want you to leave me alone. That should let you know it's not what y'all think it is. And these women seem like I don't even want nothing from you. I just, you could have did what you was supposed to do, but you didn't.
Right.
But you didn't. You know what I mean?
I choose my peace.
I feel like when a woman says that too, you really got to think about how troublesome, how much of a problem he is for her mentally. Because that mental is going to affect everything. And then it's going to break down to how she handles her child and stuff. And yeah, fuck all that. Like a lot of stuff ain't worth my peace and mental, even though I do got your child. Like I'm not trying to put you like that. Like, nah. And then if you're not taking care of her mental, and you can take care of your child's mom's mental and not be with her. If you're not taking care of my mental, then why I'm gonna let my kid go around you and you damaging him? We got him or her. We got to be on the same page with shit.
Right. And I think people don't recognize how immature men can be sometimes, especially young men like this. And when they are immature like that, they really are not safe for those kids. But y'all think so badly that kids need to have a relationship with their daddy. And it's like, I really feel like y'all are not paying attention to the quality of the father. It's like, it doesn't matter if he's a good dad, just that he's there is all that matters. And I disagree with it. Like, I feel like I would rather you not be there at all than be a negative, like, a
negative figure. Yeah.
I would rather you not be there at all because I feel like I can provide a peaceful household for my child. So if you're not going to be a part, like I'm one of them women that had decided early on that if that had happened to me and I was innocent, please go on about your business. You ain't got to do shit. But please don't think you're going to have access like you want. You ain't got to send nothing, but also don't come around here neither. And I will raise my child to know, hey, at the end of the day, sometimes mommies just have babies. And the men are just there to make sure mommies have babies, And
me and my baby, we're going to be all right. We're going to live a good life.
Hello. They're good daddies sometimes, but most of the time they're not good daddies. So it's okay. It's okay if you don't have one because some people have them and they're really mean or they don't really love them. So it's okay. I would just explain to my child very matter of factly what the situation is. And just because kids have daddies don't mean that they're not traumatized. And just because a woman is a single mother doesn't mean she's keeping the child from the father. And y'all really be thinking that. And I'm like, y'all, I will always look to the one example that I know of a woman that was really like being difficult and trying to keep the child from the father. And still, eventually, she stopped doing that. Because it became to the point that the boy wanted to see the daddy and the boy was getting older and she couldn't keep up with it because she had to work all the time. So at some point, it's like, fine, let your daddy come get you. At some point, a bitch let your daddy come get you. So even the times that I have seen that, women at some point get so stressed out that they like, fine, fuck it. Tell him come get you.
Right.
I'm still more inclined to believe that if you don't want to be there, or if you're not there, it's because you don't want to be there, not because somebody's stopping you from being there.
Right.
Because the men that really want to be there, they wait them hoes out. They still show up. They still find a way to see their kid.
Because it's about who? The
kid.
child.
The kid.
But when they realize
Mhm.
they can no longer have access to you in the capacity in which they used to, they'll take it out on you and the child when they, they don't give a damn.
That's the funny thing, though. Some men really believe that all it takes is like. I just had one tell me this to my face. They think that all it takes is once you have a kid, you have access for life. Like that supersedes marriage. Like I have, yeah.
It to me, it makes sense for how they think about consent.
Mm.
Like it makes me like, because I was having, in a Diddy trial shit, and since segue in the Diddy trial shit, like thinking about coercion. And as a young woman, how many times some of my first sexual experiences were through coercion, not necessarily because I wanted to do it, but because I felt like, okay, let all right, fine. Let's just do it so you can stop working on, so you can stop, asking me, so that you won't get mad, so that you won't blow up on me, so that you won't make me pay for it later. I might not feel like it. I might even be fucking sore, but I'm going to do it just because I want you to just do it and leave me alone. Like that is a very real feeling at some point for me. And so that's why when we talk about coercion, I'm like, it's really not that hard to coerce women into doing shit that they really don't want to do. And they don't realize that it was something they really didn't want to do until later on. And they wondering why they find it weird when somebody isn't coercing them. Like when a man isn't trying to bully you, or a woman isn't trying to bully you into the relationship, you almost feel like they don't really want you. And then that's toxic, because you end up not paying attention to people that actually do like you, but because they're not being toxic with you, you don't know how to take them. When y'all talk about, the women that are passing over, really good men, that's what that's about. That's what that's not really, we just all out here passing up on good men so we can go to some fuck nigga. No, that's not always what that's about. Sometimes our experiences start off fucked up. So when we get to something healthy, it doesn't feel the same as the fucked up thing. It doesn't feel as intoxicating as the fucked up thing. And a lot of what we derive from pleasure is intoxication, feeling like you were pulled into it instead of feeling like you had to seek it out. And I feel like as I'm getting older as a woman, I feel like the thing you learn about sexuality is it's something that has to be sought out and explored and thought about and experienced, not just something that happens to you. And because we get so used to sex just happening to us, we don't really put any effort into it in order to find out what's really pleasurable. That's why so many women are fucking and not having orgasms. So I say all that to say that it's not hard for me to believe any of the stories that we're hearing about Diddy this week, as far as the trial, right? So two
What are we on week 4 now? 5?
I think it's week 4 altogether, because the first week was like the picking of the jury. Week 2 is when they actually started testimony. I think week 3 was last week, so this week we're in week 4. So I'm gonna read to y'all from Demetria Lucas what's been going down, because I think people, they've heard some things, but they're not really clear. So there's one witness who the defense destroyed by proving she did not know the exact date or place of where she got hung over a balcony, right? So then it's like, oh, I guess she lied about that. Let's slow down and really look at the situation. The other person that testified was another girlfriend who he was with between 2021 and 2024. And her testimony showcased how she was down for the shit at first until it became something she couldn't say no to. And that's what we keep talking about. It's fine when people are okay with these things, but once they decide they don't want to do them anymore and you tell them they have to because they did it earlier, that's when we are talking about coercion and ignoring people's consent and are. So let me go through Demetria Lucas setup. Today's recap is sourced by CNN, ABC, and Washington Post. Brianna Bongolan, a creative marketing director and close friend of Cassie, is back on the witness stand. Brianna testified she had nightmares about Diddy dangling her over a balcony as recently as a few days ago. On cross-examination, Brianna has answered, "I don't remember and I don't recall" multiple times. But also in her previous statement, she talked about how much drugs they did. One of those times, defense asked would a lawsuit about a lawsuit where Brianna claims Diddy assaulted her. Defense asked if the only way to file a lawsuit against Diddy is to claim SA. Brianna, "I don't recall." Brianna claimed Diddy groped her breast before dangling her over the balcony. Defense notes she has not mentioned that detail in her recollection. Returned, child, my mind. I've been reading all day. Brianna returned to Cassie's apartment 2 weeks after the balcony incident. Brianna shared a blunt with Diddy sometimes after the balcony incident. She said before she was trying to keep her distance from him, and here she said she was trying to be cool with him. She also attended one of Diddy's concerts 2 weeks after the balcony incident and went to a club he rented out. She did not wear her neck brace. "I probably should have," she told defense. She texted Cassie offering to get Diddy a hoodie or t-shirt. Defense says Diddy was in NYC on the day Brianna claims she was dangled over the balcony. Defense, "You came in here and lied to the jury. Isn't that true?" Brianna, "I can't agree with you." On redirect, Brianna explains she doesn't remember every single detail of the balcony incident. However, "I will never forget him holding me on that balcony." She added she was terrified. Defense accuses Brianna of suing Diddy, for a money grab. The judge chastised Diddy for making facial expressions at the jurors. The judge saw him looking and nodding at the jury. "This cannot happen again," judge admonished. NBC notes several producers and reporters have witnessed Diddy interact with the jury, positively and negatively, depending on the testimony. One of the court artists said Diddy has been making facial expressions since the start of the trial. If Diddy continues, he could be removed from the courtroom. Enrique Santos, an investigative analyst for the U.S. Attorney's Office, is on the stand. He is an expert at pulling data from cell phones, tablets, and devices with GPS technology. Everybody that's looking for the evidence and not just feelings. Enrique extracted a deleted message from a phone belonging to KK, Diddy's chief of staff. It was seized by feds in March 2024. Cassie texts KK that Diddy had shown up at Cassie's house at 3 a.m. and went at Brianna, choked her, and dangled her feet off the balcony. "This is crazy." Enrique pulled data from 3 phones that belonged to Cassie. He was also able to recover 2/3 of the messages on Jane's phone. Jane, aka Victim 2, is on the witness stand. She says that she was in a relationship with Diddy from 2021 to 2024. In 2020, Jane, a single mother, met Diddy on a girls' trip to Miami. Diddy was dating a friend who was on the trip. He paid for everyone and he invited everyone to his home, then to hang on his yacht. Later, they all went back to Diddy's house to hang out at the pool. One of the girls asked for drugs. Jane walked with Diddy to the studio building to pick up drugs from another man. I heard somebody say this was Ray J, but I have to confirm that. She asked if the drugs were safe. Diddy and the man confirmed this is the best. Diddy took the pink powder back to the pool and gave it to the girls. Rico! The group left the house abruptly because the friend who was dating Diddy suspected something was up with him and Jane. Jane and Diddy had pet names for each other. He was Bert, she was Ernie. After they left Miami, Diddy and Jane stayed in touch and he invited her back to Miami. She was hesitant because her friend liked him, but then the friend got engaged and Jane decided to entertain Diddy. November 2020, Jane returned to Miami. January 2021, Jane was heading back to Miami for an event and Diddy offered to book her hotel. Diddy and Jane had a 5-day first date, and Jane fell head over heels for him. No wonder. He was probably love bombing the fuck out of you for 5 days. Jane described Diddy as charming and with a big personality. Jane noted that her child's father was someone Diddy didn't get along with and that she had dated a close friend of his several years prior. Diddy said he didn't care. February 2021, Diddy and Jane took their first trip together to Turks and Caicos to celebrate her birthday. KK, a chef, a photographer, a butler, and a barber were there too. They stayed 15 days. Diddy gave her a bracelet that read love. Y'all remember his love era. Jane and Diddy did ecstasy 10 times on the trip, give or take 10 times on the trip. Jane testified she used drugs maybe twice prior to this vacation. At the pool, Diddy said, Jane, here, take this pill. She did. Rico. They were walking the beach when it kicked in. Jane fell to the sand and started convulsing. She began screaming. The butler and KK tried to help. Diddy took Jane back to the shower to calm her down. Jane continued to do drugs, ecstasy, after that, but Diddy gave her smaller doses. She said it made her feel relaxed, euphoric, sexual, and lasted about 12 hours. That's too fucking long. After 12 hours, she would take something else to relax or go to bed. After the trip, Diddy wired her $10K because she had been away from work. Jane is an influencer. They also began using the L word, love. Diddy told Jane he liked her, but he was seeing multiple women. She was monogamous. Jane continued to see him until he was arrested. Jane lived on the East Coast when they met, but relocated to LA in June 2021. Diddy would give her money just because, including $6,000 for her moving truck. February to May of 2021, Jane did drugs, coke, ketamine every time she saw Diddy. She enjoyed their sex life, which included 12 to 14-hour-long sessions and lots of baby oil. The sexual relationship was consensual. Diddy liked to watch, the corn while they had sex. He liked for Jane to dress a certain way, provocative, lingerie, high stripper shoes, red lights in the bedroom, baby oil. Jane enjoyed their sex life. May 2021. They had been up all night having sex, doing drugs at Diddy's house. He asked Jane to fantasize about sexing other men and if she would want to do that. She said, okay. He said he could make the fantasy real that night. Jane was taken aback. She thought they were just fantasizing. NBC notes the witness teared up when describing Diddy asked her to have sex with another man tonight. Jane testified Diddy quickly got on his phone to make plans. She agreed to do it because my partner was excited and it was already happening. Jane arrived at the hotel a few hours later and assistants were setting up. There was a bustle of getting this room ready, Jane testified. So this is more proof about all of the people that helped this shit go down. When the staff left, Diddy told Jane to relax while they waited for a man. Diddy said he knew the guy and he was nice. Jane said she was nervous and still high from the drugs she took earlier in the day. Don was from an escort service, Cowboys for Angels. Jane had sex with Don while Diddy watched. And after Don left, she had sex with Diddy. She said she and Diddy were both happy. The next day, they went on a yacht with his friends. Jane says after the first hotel night, she felt excited, happy. It was taboo. She thought it was a one-off or something that would be sporadic at best. Instead, she testified, she opened a Pandora's box in their relationship. It was a door I wanted to shut, Jane testified. In part 2 of 2 coming up. Hold on, let me see if she posted part 2 of 2. But to me, yeah, she hasn't done part 2 of 2 yet. But to me, like that's pimping 101. To me, it's pimping 101. Like at first, it's stuff that you're into and you're down for because it's all about you and him and it feels like intimacy. And then, or an older man putting you on some shit that you ain't know about that you enjoyed or something. And then,
right, he wanted to see how far she would go. He was training her,
grooming. Exactly. And so that's why I'm like, it doesn't even matter that she enjoyed it at some point. To me, that was perfect. At first, I was reading it like, okay, what's gonna be, the point here? But when we get to the end and she says it became, oh, I cannot get my words together. It became something
that happened to me too.
She didn't want to do, and it's like she couldn't tell him no. And see, that's the thing about consent that we want everybody to understand. I can say yes on Monday and then tell you no on Thursday. You have to take my no. Like, you can't make me do something just because I did it a time before. And
exactly.
And I also feel like with Diddy, as much as people want to argue about DV, I feel like the treating of the employees and working people hours and hours and hours until they pass out or until they need an IV drip or until they need to go to the hospital, that shit should get him put in jail as well. Because think about if you was working for somebody that was doing that shit to you. Like, and they're not paying you for real. Because when you see how much he was paying some of these people, you would think that they was getting paid way fucking more than he was paying them. Making $65K dealing with that shit, I'm sorry, it's not worth it. I don't care.
Yeah, that's insane. Terrible. Definitely giving pimping, and a lot of the ladies knew about each other because he was dating quite a few of them all at the same time. I don't know what
I was about to say, people were saying, like, you know, the girl getting dangled, like, oh, that was the gotcha moment. The fence destroyed her. And I'm like, the girl, yeah, they feel like, you know, because she couldn't remember or because she got confused on the dates, you know, because it was like, oh, his phone proved that he was in New York when the shit was supposed to happen in LA. And I was, because he had a hotel in New York that was getting room service and shit like that. So if he was supposed to be in New York at a hotel, his meta proved he was in New York at a hotel. That must not be true. And I'm like, is that really the case? Or do we know that Diddy has women all over the place and he can get a hotel with one woman and then get on his jet and fly to wherever Cassie is to make sure she's under his thumb and then fly right back to be with the other woman? Like, you can't.
But my thing is, why would that be a situation of, oh my God, she lied when she didn't even bring the story to the front? Cassie did. She's just confirming what Cassie already told y'all.
True.
I'm confused.
And this was a blind item that we had heard about a long time ago and didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
I remember them. I thought I remember them saying it was Diddy.
We
were talking about this before. Remember, I thought that it was Kid Cudi that was hanging over the balcony.
Yes, you're right. Because we thought it was Wale. Some people was thinking that it was Wale that was hanging out. So yeah.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, Cassie already put all of that out there. Like, they gotta also understand that Cassie, to me, her statement is like really, to me, enough, right? But now what they're doing is they're bringing in people to confirm that she said. So, I mean, I don't know how people is confused about the RICO. The thing is, to me, I feel like he gonna definitely be found guilty of something. My focus ain't so much as him being found guilty, because I would be shocked if he's not. My thing is, how much time is he actually gonna be in there?
And if he's gonna get pardoned, because we see how Trump likes to pardon everybody.
And he will.
Like he can afford
if anybody
it, right?
does.
So yeah, I feel like people be buying their pardons.
Absolutely,
we can afford it.
Like, and he's still
honestly, if they time it right, by the time that the case is through, Elon and Trump will pardon him to make it part of their story.
You know what else, y'all? Y'all know how he's making his money right now? Renting out his planes. Who else was doing that? That's how he's making money right now to pay for everything. While everything is sold up, is that he is renting his private planes out to people. And who used to do that? Who had a whole manifesto because they used to let people use their planes? Jeffrey Epstein.
I was just thinking, I'm like, what's it Jeffrey? But then here's my other thing too, I don't know if people talk about, but I wonder if there's any money also in offshore accounts that somebody else may have access to. So he probably have long money from probably a long time ago. And then they were saying at one point he was like offloading stuff, like putting it in his mom's name, allegedly, and putting it in, you know, the kids' names and all of this stuff. So he probably got stuff spread out for real, and people probably don't know what it is. Like, soon as the block got a little hot when Cassie did what she did with the lawsuit, maybe he got, especially with the knowing how the lawsuits were going, coming back to back, maybe the attorney could have gave him heads up on like, yo, this could turn criminal or something, and he could have been moving his money then, but probably was already moving it the whole time.
Look, I'm about to say, I think
before anything
for years, because it was always part of the, I'm gonna teach y'all how to make this money and not go to jail. I will never forget him saying that shit. Like, to me, that's
when he rebranded.
Yes.
To Love. That was weird too.
That was also very weird. Like, nigga, how many times we gonna do this with you, Puffy?
I feel like that was his way of taunting some people, to me, when he switched up and changed. I don't know, something about the morphing into a different person, but you still the same person, to me kind of gives off can't touch me type thing.
And let's not even talk about how he stole MC Hammer whole swag talking about can't touch me. Nobody knows that. I feel like, well, not nobody. People know this, but you know how like in pop culture in the 90s, they made you think MC Hammer is like the lame rapper that's like shiny. MC Hammer was apparently one of the realest niggas walking around. Like always was with gang members, was gang affiliated, but was like good gang affiliated. Like I take care of people. And y'all know that's kind of how he went broke. Everybody was eating off of him. But like from what I understand, MC Hammer had that shiny dancing rapper vibe, but was actually real in the streets, and people in the streets respected MC Hammer. So like MC Hammer would walk around people who knew it was up and would be scared of him. And he was also, you know, had his security and all of the gang members around him. So when I look at it, I really feel like Diddy definitely is somebody that copy and paste other people's swag. So he can like basically become whatever they are because he's not real. Like, and then
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Yes.
That Brother Love, somebody mentioned Brother Love in the comments. They said, I was never going to call him Brother Love. You know what's funny? Why that make me think about like Martin. Remember Martin had went to them temples. He had like the fro and doing all this extra stuff. Yes, it's giving cult vibes. And I'm surprised he changed it at that time. But that's kind of what it was. That's what it was giving. Brother Love. Like what?
Brother Sunflower, Brother Love. That is exactly, bitch. I'm so mad at you for bringing that up because that makes it, to me, I think that's exactly what he got it from.
Probably so.
Exactly.
Really?
Oh, for real. Probably because it's giving like cultish a bit.
And y'all, Diddy is a pop culture like what? I don't even know. Like he's a media mogul, but like he's somebody I think that is actually watching everything that we're watching. So in the 90s, you're watching the 5 Heartbeats. So that's why you hang somebody over a railing because you saw Big Red do it. You throw a Molotov cocktail through somebody's car window because you saw that on the Bronx Tale or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was something they did in mafia movies too. So I just kind of feel like he's somebody that was watching all of the movies and television shows that we were watching, and then with his own power was able to like act those things out in real life. So when you say him going from Martin, think about it. Why would you call yourself Brother Love if you wasn't thinking about Brother Sunflower?
But
that's what Marty's name was.
You know what that makes me think about? Remember how with Michael Jackson, people felt like he didn't get a childhood, and so he would like kind of act like a kid as he got older. That makes me think of Diddy a bit, because knowing how his dad passed away so earlier on in his life, at what point did you have to show up as an adult sooner than what you needed to be? Yeah.
Well, you know, then that goes to how we feel about that incestuous ass relationship with him and his mama.
I was about to head there next. Diddy being hypersexual himself makes me wonder, like, what happened? What did you go through?
You know what it gives, right? Mama D and Scrappy. Remember how Scrappy said he grew up in a whole house? I think that Diddy grew up in a whole house too, on some like had that type of experience of his mom pimping out women, and then him being taught how to deal with women from watching his mom pimp out women.
Yeah.
And I also feel like a lot of times when women have those types of like, they do be like, they be pedos. Like they sexualize children. Like y'all, it's so funny. I love satire shows, and Living Color used to be hitting the nail on the head. Kim Wayans used to play a character, this old nasty auntie that seemed like over sexualized, and you know, oh baby, come here.
Yes.
No, but to me that's a real character, and those women are always like alcoholics or something. Like they're always drinking, so that's a way for people to like act like they don't mean any harm when they do creep like shit. And I was talking about this on a live, like, you know, just experiencing that in real life, watching an adult woman keep trying to get the attention of some little boy child. Like, bitch, leave that little boy alone. Like, why you keep asking him to talk to you? You know, like, how old are you? Nah, tell me how old you. Like, leave him the fuck alone. If he don't want to talk to you, he don't have to talk to you, bitch. Like, that's weird to me when adults be trying to like make kids talk to them, almost as if, oh, if you're not giving me your attention, I feel disrespected. So then I could use that to kind of like have even more power over you. Right? Because think about what it used to feel like as
real predatorial.
Yes. That That's the main reason why people remember back in the day, people would be like, oh, back when we was kids, your neighbor would beat you, and then you'll go home and your mama would beat you, and they would act like that's a good thing. But the reason why you can't have that happen is because people will fuck your kid, bro. That's why you can't have people disciplining anybody in the neighborhood, disciplining your child.
Right.
Because sometimes they're doing that because they want to fuck your kid. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like that one Netflix movie where the mom and dad kept sending their kid to the man they was going to church with, and then coming out the man was fucking the mama, the daddy, and
and the little girl.
and abusing the girl. Yes, all three of them.
Oh my.
Yes.
What documentary? Damn, I can't remember.
I know exactly because they made a TV show out of it on
And he
Peacock.
kidnapped him more than once. The parents was so stigmatized, they gave him the child more than once, but he was seen as like a uncle figure almost.
Hold up, let me see if I can find.
Oh, plain sight.
Okay.
Abducted in plain sight. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah. I was trying to find the show that Anna Paquin did on Peacock because she played a friend of the family. That's what it's called. There's like
same thing. Sound like
it's a scripted series that they did on Peacock that I think was done behind that documentary. So I wanted to watch that one, but yeah, I watched the Abducted in Plain Sight shit, and that to me, like, that shit made me so fucking mad, bro. That made me so fucking mad, bro. Like, cause I feel responsible for children. I ain't even got no children. If a child is in my vicinity and I see something I don't like, I'm like, what the fuck going on over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you. So if we're gonna talk about community raising these kids, like, that's how you supposed to feel. Protective, not like, oh, I can just be, exacting whatever I want over this child just because they're a child. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's why that Miss Shirley shit, I was just like, yeah, nah, bitch. Like, we gonna argue, ho. We gonna argue, ho. And we can argue all you want to. You could call people as slow as you want to, bitch. Ain't nobody slower than a motherfucker making their life, they living off a 4-year-old. Ain't nobody slower.
Right.
The fuck?
Crazy.
Yeah, Dirty John was good too. That was another one. Anyway, y'all, that's all I had for the show tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed. It was a lot, but I think we kept it, a good balance of the light, the real, and the serious. Okay. So thank y'all so much for coming through tonight for the Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay, we will be back next Thursday. We will be on Necey's channel, your Zigamine. Okay, make sure you're following all of us on our social media. Jami ThatsMe, Bondy Blue, I'm Blue Rose Bondy on what's that shit?
Twitter.
X.
X, whatever the fuck that shit called. And then Necey Dixon everywhere. Okay. And if you are in the Dallas area, make sure you check out our girl if you need somewhere to stay. If you need a home, girl, make sure y'all
let's find you a home.
Okay, let's get you a home, girl. Get away from these white refrigerators. Okay. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.